Yo, let's go right now. Let's go right now, dude. Let's go. Lock in. Get the frick out of here, whatever you are. Let's go, 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 let's go. Okay, this door's open now. Oh gosh! Ah! Oof! Goodness gracious, those dang things. I was positive there was nothing in this room. That legitimately made me jump. Oh. Good game. It's a four-legged Pokemon. Whatever you do, don't let that Pokemon out of your sight. Come on, did you have to put that where that is? I can't be the only one that's like seeing that. And the camera is like situated right there. I was trying to play it off like I wasn't looking at it like this, and I can't help. I can't help it. Based on its cry and your description, I have reason to believe that Pokemon is very near you. Bruh, said Veronica. Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, why did they put the art team couldn't do anything else there? Do I look sexy? Nails. Whoa! Oops. Everyone look away. Don't you look. You don't see anything. What? You can choose the sizes? Of course I'm gonna have some Gonzangas. Genitals? Ah! Ah! What? Whoa, I cannot believe it showed that. Oh my goodness, why is this so detailed? That's super. That's in there. Answer the door. Whoa, what the f- What is that? It's him. That was the Pale Man, yeah, it's the murderer or whatever. Whoa, what the heck? Yo, how's it hanging? Pull out the gun. Am I really a visitor? What do you think? Can you cover my eyes? Do you have some kind of bandage? Oof. Whoa. Hi. You open or not? Whoa. Yes, your house is perfect. I can feel it. What the f- I don't want your dreams here. Oh, this guy. What? I need to not focus on jumping through the shapes. I just need to stay around them. I'm fine. I feel like I just gotta get it down better. Alright, don't worry about going through the shape. Oh, I'm gonna go through the shape. Don't forget to jump. Don't forget to jump. Nobody takes breaks around here. No one needs brakes. What are you guys talking about? I'm sorry. No! Ow, someone give her a hand, please. Does anybody want to help her out? Ah! Ow. Ugh. Disgusting. Not painful at all, I'm sure. Hey, money. Hey, Veronica Rose just joined. Hey, says Veronica. What's up? Flip store signed to close. This is all for today. I should clean the shop and prep for tomorrow. We are literally just finishing our first day as oh shoot! Oh gosh. Dude, that made me jump. What the heck? I was not paying attention to the door. Holy cow. I haven't jumped that hardcore in a long time. Whoa, that made me like legit like moved in the chair. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I saw you were about to close and I had to rush in.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Goodbye. Goodbye, daughter.
Oh, that's
We get
cool.
to fly like this each night.
That looks so cool. That's a very cool art. I might need that for like. Hello. What is going on, everybody? How is everyone doing on this fine, what is it, Saturday? Goodness. This day went by so freaking quickly. Give me one sec, I gotta fix my chat here. Oh, that was pretty easy fix. And then... Sorry, my setup's always different for these lives. How am I gonna do this? No! Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. Okay, where's the chat? Get over here, chat. Guess I'll just put you like here. Like a this. How about like a that? Alright, one more little adjustment. Alright, are we all set? Are we all good to go? Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Alright, so just music, just the mic. I guess I can go ahead and get rid of the banner. Alrighty, hey, what's going on, everybody? Enter ChazmaN here, back with another rendition of ChazmaN Live, my weekly opportunity to kind of chill with you guys and watch some videos, maybe chit-chat, and just kind of, I don't know, you know, do whatever floats our boat, whatever we're in the mood for. Hey, Odin Assaulty and Veronica Rose are in chat. What's up, y'all? Welcome. If you do want to know what I got for today, is not really a heck of a whole lot, in my opinion. I wanted to talk Obsession. I literally just got done watching that movie. We're going to get into that in just a sec. And then I've got a couple movie trailers, because it seems like, oh, because Comic-Con and all that's happening right now. So yeah, right now is like movie trailer season. And there's like 3 that dropped that we'll watch. I think I've already watched 1 or 2 of them, but I figured it might be kind of fun to rewatch those. And then honestly, beyond that, I don't know, I was browsing and I didn't really see any videos or topics popped up that I'm like super interested in. If you guys want, in the chat, as always, throw anything my way you think might sound interesting or cool to watch and learn about. Now that I think about it, there was some updates to the bricks and minifigs thing. You know, the whole lawsuits and all that kind of happening. That might be something we could jump through and watch for a little bit. Maybe I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, that's about it. So what do you say? What do you say we go ahead and get ready here? Ba -ba 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 -ba. Do, 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 do. Alright, if you guys could, as always, let me know how these audio levels should be fine. All I have is music right now. Alright, y'all, so get things started here. I literally just maybe 2 or 3 hours ago, man, maybe a little more than that. I think I just finished watching the movie Obsession. Now this was something that I don't know, I've been hearing a lot about over the last, say, month or so, and I don't know, like today I know I've been telling people in chat that I was really wanting to go watch The Odyssey, which I 100% still am going to do. But I don't know, just, I think just because this movie had been out longer, I'm like, oh, I'll rent it. I think I rented it on Amazon Prime, and it was like $10, so I'm like, shoot, that's not a bad deal. Get to watch a movie I really want to see for $10. Today I ordered an adapter from my Wii Guitar Hero controller so I can play rhythm games on my Xbox. Gonna be a while before it comes in, says Odin Salty, where I've got a crap ton of those adapters. As you know, I mean, I've kept like all of my games and stuff. I probably got like several of those things. But yeah, so what did I think of the movie Obsession? Am I now obsessed with the movie Obsession? Well, I can happily say that I really, really enjoyed this movie. It wasn't perfect by any means, but I will say this is probably the best movie I've seen in terms of like in the genre of horror movies of just like wishes and things like happening and coming true. I should say I won't delve too much into spoilers. Just kind of surface level thoughts and you know, kind of where I think this sits, I guess, in terms of other movies. But yeah, I would say for me, most definitely, this is probably like the best movie in its like kind of horror genre of like I said, wishing and what is it, the monkey's paw, as people typically call that whole thing, where you get a chance to make a wish and things aren't exactly, or you don't word it the right way, or things don't go the way you want them. I would say in terms of this is definitely maybe, wasn't there was another movie that was super crapped on. It was called Wish Upon, I think, is a movie that was like similar to this. I know I had heard that like TV shows have delved into this. Like I think Tales from the Crypt, I heard, did something like this, and then also X-Files had something kind of similar. But yeah, in terms of this kind of sector of horror, I think this is probably the best maybe thing I've seen. It's really good. It's really entertaining. I thought the main girl, oh gosh, my voice broke. Come on, Chaz. You can tell I'm not a talker. But the main girl, this Indy Navarrete, I cannot tell you, she does a great job. I loved Bear, who was the main actor. This is the main girl, and then there's this guy, Bear. Those are like your two primary characters throughout the film. I would say both of their performances are like really freaking good. I can most definitely say, I mean, the girl, most definitely, her performance is the kind of larger than life, more extravagant performance. So she's definitely probably going to go on to do a bunch of other big stuff. I guarantee you she's going to be a hot commodity, you know, very soon, or if not already. This guy, I thought he was really good. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes on to do more larger stuff as well. But yeah, they were both fantastic. Kind of staying away from spoilers. This is a Dude, Nikki was so unsettling. She definitely nailed the screaming. Yeah, like I said, she's definitely going to probably go on and probably get roles for other horror movies. I heard that there were some theories. People are thinking that, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but apparently this movie's budget was something like $1 million, if that, or if more. and it is grossed, and I think this is low end, and this is old numbers, but as of like several days ago, it had grossed like $100 million or something like that. I guarantee you it's probably way over that now. But where I'm getting at is that because this movie did so well in the box office, and you know, it's already on streaming, so in the box office and on streaming, I can almost definitely assume that the movie studio is going to want to fund a sequel or anything. And I was seeing that some people are thinking that this could turn into its own series or something. I'm not quite sure, based on the ending, how you could turn it into a series. But if I think I could see how you could connect it to maybe make it like what's the word? Not an analogy. I can't think of the word. It's essentially. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name. It's essentially a group of movies where like each of the sequels doesn't necessarily have to tie in with the original one. But I would most definitely assume that Nikki Girl, Indy Navarrete, she did so well. I guarantee you they're gonna want to bring her back. I can't imagine you wouldn't. Like I said, she's gonna be a hot commodity. She's like I said, even it is kind of sad that, like, I'm not saying sad, she's the larger than life figure in the movie, but the other guy is really, really good. But it's just, you know, her role is the bigger one. She is the it character in the movie. So I can guarantee you that's where things are going to go. The director's doing the Chainsaw Massacre next. I had heard about this, says Ryan in chat, which I'm not necessarily. My big worry with movies like with smaller movies like this, where they're like really freaking good, is that the movie studios or the director themselves, I guess, kind of. My worry is that is what I'm saying. My worry is with him is that I'm hoping he's not, because he did a great job with this movie. Granted, it's a very like simplistic plot, and you know, there's not a heck of a whole lot to it. But my hope is that he's not chasing the money, I guess, in a way, taking on, because obviously the Chainsaw Massacre is a much larger IP that has been around. You know, it's kind of set in stone where it's at in the market. I don't, you know what I mean? I'm just like, this guy is a smaller, he's a YouTuber. If you guys don't know his name, what is it, Barker or something? I know he's a YouTuber who's done like a lot of YouTube shorts and TikToks and Instagrammies and all that stuff. So like, I don't know, I'm kind of hoping he's just not, his britches didn't get too big, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. I just hope that, like, I don't know. Like I was saying, I'm hoping that this, like, what do you guys think in chat? Are you hoping that this turns into like a series or something like that? I mean, for what, like, if you guys have seen the movie, I don't understand how you could turn it into a series. Oh, an anthology. I think that was the word I was thinking of. Is I've heard some people saying that they think this could turn into like an anthology series. I mean, I guess I would prefer that than like a direct sequel to this, but I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I, for one, I don't really feel like I need a sequel or anything of the sort out of this. It's pretty crazy in itself. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it all the way. Definitely, like, I would say, see, I've seen people, or I'm fine with it being a one-off thing, says Veronica Rose. No, I 100% agree with you. I would actually say what I will compliment this movie on is that, like, more than just being scary, I wouldn't necessarily say this is a super scary film. What I will give it is that this is probably one of the most, like, uncomfortable feeling movies that I've seen in a while. Most movies don't need a sequel, says Odin. I don't know about that. I think it depends on how you end it. Like, if you end a movie in a satisfactory way, then, or if you end it where it makes sense that a sequel is necessary, then I don't have a problem with a sequel. To me, it said everything that needed to be said, says Veronica Rose. Yeah, oh yeah. I agree with you. I just don't know if the lore, like, has room in it. The lore that was built here has room in it for a sequel. Like, you have these little wishing sticks things, and it's like, I'm pretty sure it would be an anthology if we did get a sequel. This is coming from the director, says Ryan. Well, and that's what I mean is like, I don't understand how you could make it connect to another movie unless the next one is just some other new character who buys also a stick and they wish for something other than a girl falling in love with them. You know what I mean? Like maybe they've, I don't know. You could do like another Pet Cemetery type thing where somebody's dog dies and they wish that their dog comes back, but their dog comes back evil. Oh, that's the next one. But the only problem is that like I feel like this movie is like titled and everything is very tied to the relationship or obsession aspect. So like he's open to a sequel but not a continuation of this story. Yeah. My question is like, so does the next one have to also have the idea of the wishing stick and then also the idea of obsession and love, or in that, or would you just go in a direction of wishing stick and like I said, someone maybe their dog died and they wish their dog back and their dog's evil, because that wouldn't necessarily like tie into like in my opinion this movie wasn't really about like the wishing stick or about the wishes and everything. Like I really felt like this movie, like if you really like look at what was behind it and what the movie's about, One Wish Willow, oh that's right, yeah, that's what it was called. Like this movie in my opinion was heavily about just I don't know, like I feel like in a way like cowardice from the main character Bear, not only in terms of like him wanting to oh gosh, what was her name, oh gosh, I can't remember the main girl's name. Indy Navarrete, who's the character in the movie? I can't remember. You guys will let me know in chat. But yeah, the guy Bear, like I feel like heavily the biggest focal point in my opinion of the movie was kind of Bear's shyness and kind of cowardice in how he approached things. Like on what not to do, says Veronica. Her name is Nikki. That's right. That's right. Freaky Nikki, that they called her in the show. No. I 100% agree with you, Veronica. Like that's what I'm getting at, is that I feel like the focal point of the movie was obviously like bodily autonomy, because if you don't know, okay, so the mild spoilers. If you don't know in the movie, this guy Bear really likes this girl Nikki in the movie. And he's such a, and this is where I was getting to the point of like cowardice and shyness, is he's such a shy person, and he's so kind of cowardly in how he approaches certain things that he wishes for her to love him more than anyone else in the world. And I mean by that, but the bodily autonomy thing is that she eventually she kind of becomes, or she doesn't kind of, she something else becomes her. And the real Nikki is lost somewhere in the void or captured by something. And I would say where the real horror and the real like messed up part of the movie is that this guy Bear is dating, like I think at first he doesn't realize what's happened and he just thinks she's into him. But I do think there is a point in the movie. Yeah, Bear's inability to actually take responsibility on anything he does, says Veronica. No, agreed. And I do think, like, because I would actually say that the Bear guy, in my opinion, throughout most, not even most, through a portion of the movie, he's really not, like, that bad of a person. But then, like, there does come a point where, to him, it does become obvious that it's like, oh, my wish came true, and all of this love that I'm getting from this girl that I'm really into isn't real, or this isn't actually her. And I do think where Bear does become the villain, in my opinion, he's obviously the villain of the movie, where he does kind of become the villain is when he comes to that realization that what he's done has altered this girl and has made her obsessed with him, is the fact that he continues to date her. They have sex and stuff. Well, he has sex with her, and that's where I was saying is like that's where the idea of like control and like bodily autonomy comes into place. And I feel like I would actually say, in my opinion, that's the focal point of the movie, is just Bear and his like just desires and the controlling aspect when it comes to Nikki. In my opinion, I don't know about you guys. Do you guys agree with that? I don't know. I don't want to seem as though I'm like, to me, that was the focal point. Like all of this, where I'm getting at is that because to me that stuff is the main aspect of the movie that's interesting. To me, it's again the focal point. I don't understand how you could have a sequel where the only thing the sequel has to do with obsession is the wish stick, because again, yes, the wish stick is the thing, is the cause of the obsession movie, but it's not really what's the most interesting aspect of the movie. So again, how do you have a sequel? You guys get what I'm saying? How do you have a sequel where about the lesser interesting aspect of obsession? You know what I mean? Unless the idea of obsession gets transferred over to the next movie as well. But I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I don't know. I'm spitballing. I'm just thinking. Yeah, Bear's inability. Oh yeah, we read that. More so takes advantage as it isn't actually her. Oh no, he 100% takes advantage of her. That's what I mean by like bodily autonomy, is that it's not her at a certain point. Well, after the wish, it's not her. So that's what I mean is like when he realizes it's not her, in my opinion, he instantly becomes the villain of the movie, because he is basically R-wording her. He is basically assaulting this girl when he knows it's not actually her. And that's where I get at that he's like a super coward, in that like he knows he knows all of this stuff, and he's still essaying her in ways, and and parading her around, taking her to like parties and stuff. It's, to me, all of that stuff is obvious. Well, not obvious. To me, all of that stuff is definitely like the most gross, I guess, grotesque aspect of the movie is that part of the plot. He's always a bad guy. In the first scene of the movie, when he's telling a story to the waitresses of why he likes Nikki, it's just things she does for him, not anything about her, says Ryan. Oh, I didn't even notice that. So, I might have totally missed the opening scene. I saw that. It was something, him practicing what he was going to say to Nikki on some waitress, right? I don't know. I played the movie and then I went and washed the dishes real quick, so I might have missed like the very first scene. Veronica says, I think they would call it something else that still involves the One Wish Willow. Yeah, but that's what I mean though, is like, I don't know, I don't want to keep reiterating, but like, again, to me the most interesting part was the controlling dynamic with Bear and with Nikki, and all the bodily autonomy stuff. That's the most interesting part of it. And so like, do you move the idea of that and the Wishing Willow over to the next movie, or do you just move the Wishing Willow to the next movie? I don't know. That's my thing. Is like that's more for the director to decide, I guess, whatever he wants to do. Not to mention how he doesn't blame himself for his cat or the burial. Oh, he doesn't. I didn't realize he didn't blame himself for the cat dying, even though he left his grandmother's pills open or something. I didn't realize that. Huh. I mean, for sure, no, he for sure is like, he is the villain in the movie. Like, there's so many points he has where he can like, attempt to almost in a way. I don't know, he can't nip it. That's the thing, is he can't nip this in the bud and walk away because of the supernatural aspect of what's happening here. But regardless of that, there's many opportunities for him to attempt to do that throughout the movie. And again, that's what makes him the bad guy, is like, he blames the cat. Did he really? I didn't see that. Man, there's a couple aspects you guys are pointing out that I totally missed. I didn't miss the part with the cat, which, that cat, oof. There's some stuff in the movie with the cat that's pretty crazy. Cried more over Nikki's Insta over Sandy. Who's Sandy? Is that the cat? And not to mention, he also is like, he's like infatuated with this girl Nikki, and the other girl in the movie, Sarah, is like, she's like in a way like infatuated. Well, not she's in love with Bear, and he doesn't even realize it. He's like way too into this other girl Nikki. Oh shoot! Sorry, I'm just putting something else on. Oh yeah, he didn't give his cat Sandy a proper burial, but instead chooses to dispose of it. Plus, it was his own fault for not keeping his meds in check and kept away. Oh no, for sure. That's a great point. No, he did give his cat a burial, didn't he? Didn't he bury the cat in the backyard, and then she dug it up, I think? Plus, the cat most likely ate it due to be neglected for not being taken care of. Oh, that's a great point, yeah. I doubt the cat would have if the cat wasn't, like... It was probably, like, really hungry. I don't know, maybe you guys are changing my mind. Maybe he was bad all the way throughout. There's so many layers to obsession that makes me mad. Yeah, no, I get. No, he put Sandy in the trash. Did he put Sandy? I thought he buried the cat. Because doesn't he... Oh, but maybe he lied to Sarah? I thought he told Sarah, he's like, oh, she dug up the cat or something. But maybe he lied about burying it and he just dumped it in the trash. Oh, gosh, he sucks. Goodness. But I don't know. I don't really have a ton to say. I loved the movie. Thought it was great. Nikki, Bear, the two main characters were great. I even loved some of the supernatural aspects in it, like the stuff that there wasn't much that had to do with the wishing willow, but there were a couple scenes where Bear is like attempting to reverse what happens with the wish, and I would say all of those scenes I loved, because like there's like a supernatural entity that is clearly like effing with him when he's like, because on the back of the wishing willow box there's like a phone number. And that's one of the better scenes I liked, was that he calls this number and it is totally 100% like a demon or something, just messing with him, and is like, I don't know, you can tell it gives it away, but it definitely like knows everything that he's done. It knows the name of Nikki. There's even like a creepy part at the end of his like phone call with some sort of demon where he's like, the demon's like, do you want to talk to her? And he's like, talk to who? Nikki's in the house. And it's just like it's just some woman screaming in the background, which you can tell that's like the actual Nikki's spirit, in some realm or somewhere. I don't know. It's really cool. Towards the latter end of the movie, it does kind of like the demon or whatever is controlling the wishes definitely like gets brave and like starts just kind of messing with him. And I don't know, it's pretty entertaining, I would say. Yeah, we get snippets of how he can be a bad guy until it's fully set into the movie. My favorite is Ian's wish. Oh yeah, there's a character who, towards the latter end of the movie, towards the latter end of the movie wishes for $1 billion. Or did he say $1 billion or something? And like, money, just rolls of money just starts pouring in from out of nowhere. I would say like, I'm not sure if I liked that part. I don't know. I think it just depends. Like I would have appreciated it if that wish only happened because that person was tied to Bear. I don't know if I like it if like everyone that's going into that store can just grab a stick and wish for anything. You know what I mean? Like I would think word would get around fast that like, hey, everyone needs to go here and grab one of these sticks and your wish comes true. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that would be the case. But I feel like if Ian's wish had only come true because the demon knows he's friends with Bear and it's just trying to mess with Bear and it lets his wish come true. Like, I feel like if that's the case, then yes, I love that scene. That was great. Interesting enough, you can call the number. I did it some time ago and it only works once. Interesting. But yeah, I don't know. Great movie. Gosh, is there anything else? Oh, I did forget to touch on the actual spookiness of it. I did mention that, like, I was more creeped out by this movie and uncomfortable. But there are a few scenes that are like huge standouts. Unfortunately, I would say, unfortunately for this movie, I feel like a lot of the best spooky stuff is kind of spoiled in like TikToks and Instagrams and stuff. Unfortunately, like this scene on here that I've got is like a really good one. You know, all of the best scenes are just like when I was watching. I don't know if you guys know Alana Pierce. Yeah, but it's already an established thing. Bear looks up in their Reddit and got mixed reviews about the Willow working. Oh. Yeah, I did see that. There were a couple Reddit posts of it working, so... Or straight up, what if the Willow only works if you're a bad person? Maybe it only worked for Bear and Ian, because remember, Ian wasn't necessarily a good guy either. It had been... or Sarah had told Bear that Ian had been sleeping with Nikki for like 2 years, which Ian is like best friends with Bear, which is I mean, who am I? I mean, I think it's totally effed up if you're like if your best friend is sleeping with a girl that he knows you've been trying to like muster up courage to ask her out over 2 years. I think it's kind of shady. You know what? I feel like that may be a good reasoning. Maybe if you're not like the best person and you go up and you make a wish, maybe it comes true. But the majority of the people going in and buying one who aren't bad people, it doesn't work for them. You know what I mean? Maybe because the wishing willow is only meant to like punish people. I don't know. I feel like I've answered it. I'm gonna go with that because I like that answer. That isn't said in the movie, but I'm gonna go with that because I like that ideal. The scene got me creeped out in the theaters. Oh, gosh, this was a great scene. But there were definitely, like I was saying, there were a couple of standout scenes. This was a great one. I was mentioning, if you guys watch Alana, or not to mention how vague the wishes can get, but nah, Bear has always been a terrible person. Plus, it reflects the wisher's definition of, let's say, love is. W answer. Oh no, but I'm saying that like. I'm saying I think the wishing stick, or the wishing willow, whatever it's called, is less interesting if it just works on everybody. But I think it's more interesting if it only works for people that are legitimately bad, because maybe the wishing willow is meant to be like a punishing item or a curse type thing. Maybe that's why in the Reddit post you have like 100 posts of people saying, oh, this thing doesn't work. But the couple people that do say it worked, maybe they're all like bad people and are dead by the time Bear is reading that. Got me sunk in my seat. I did not eat those jump scares. Oh, but like I was saying, Alana Pierce did a video where I thought she made some good points. And in particular, I think the one point I think she made is that like this is one of those movies where like oddly enough, the main character is the most safe when the villain is around. Which, I don't know, well, our main character is supposed to be Bear. And Nikki, even though she's not a villain, she is the evil character of the movie. But she's not a villain. Like, the actual Nikki, or neither Nikki really is. But, it's where she was saying is that it was most interesting because in most movies, the good guy is trying to constantly get away from the villain. But it's super interesting because in this movie, the Bear's safe Bear is, and that's another interesting part, is our main character Bear is most safe when the villain of the movie is around. Isn't that super fascinating? Is that always Bear is most in danger whenever he's not around Nikki, because the whole point of the movie is just her obsession, her infatuation with Bear. So the more she's actually around him, the more safe he is, because she just loves him and wants him to constantly be around. But anytime he gets away from her, she becomes instantaneously dangerous. Which again, that normally it flip-flops that horror aspect of like there's scenes where like Bear is off talking to people and Nikki's back home or something, and those are like some of the, and you just like know at any point you're looking in the background because you're like, oh crap, Nikki could show up at any minute now. Where is she? And you're like constantly on edge. And you're still on edge when he's around Nikki, but a little less so because you just know that, like, I mean, she doesn't want to hurt him, really. Well, if you wish for a sandwich, I don't think you can get mad if you get a PB&J instead of ham and cheese. Since Bear said, I wish Nikki loved me, it's very specific. Yeah, and he didn't even really wish for her to love him, right? I wonder if he did phrase it, I wish Nikki loved me. I think it would have been okay. But the fact that he said, I wish Nikki loved me more than anyone else in the whole world. Like, that just sounds like... It sounds like you're just begging for, like, obsession, right? The way... I mean, maybe it's still the cat's paw. Maybe it's still the monkey's paw, where, like... Either way, even if he did say, I just wish Nikki loved me. Maybe if he said that, something still would have went wrong, but definitely saying it the way he said it sounded very weird. Although, I mean, Ian's wish didn't kill him, right? He wished for $1 billion and the money just dropped into his lap. Like, would Ian have been okay if he didn't be a dumbass and go over to the house? He's obsessed with her. His wish reflects his love back at him through Nikki. Okay, so you're agreeing with me that it's a sort of punishment, where either way, if he would have just wished for her just to be in love with him, he still would have been punished or cursed in some way. No, yeah, I think there's a great chance of that. Goodness, let me browse through. Is there anything else I really wanted to touch on? I don't know. I guess the only thing I'll touch on is that, like, the social media aspect of this movie. Almost in a way, like, obviously this movie is heavily booned by the social media stuff. It's all over kind of Instagram and TikTok. So in terms of numbers, I feel like that's really kind of thrown this movie into the zeitgeist, kind of. I will say the one thing I don't like about a lot of the social media boon that this movie's gotten is that I feel like a lot of, like, the best scenes are kind of spoiled a little bit in some of them. But I mean, other than that, like, the scenes are still great. I still love the movie. I'm just saying, I saw a lot of the scariest parts about this movie on social medias, and I don't know. I don't know if I love that or not, because I'll be honest, like, this movie wasn't it wasn't as crazy. I don't know if it was crazy enough to have deserved such a pop social media wise. Like, not saying it wasn't great. Like, I loved the movie, but I'm just saying, like I don't know, like, most of the time these crazy movies that pop on social media, like, what was it, Chicken Jockey with Minecraft and stuff like that, is tailor-made to draw the attention of, like, crazy young people. I don't know if this is tailored to, like, to that same way. Like, I don't know, we'll see. No, he was always a creep. His version of love is obsession. So when he wishes she would love him, the only love he knows is obsession. So he reflects his obsession to him. Ah, I see. Yes, this is exactly what I thought as well, said Skylar. I can see that. I can 100% see that. And I kind of agree with you. That's why I was saying that, like, I view the Wishing Willow as more of, like, a demon's route to punishing bad people. And looking at it like that, to me, makes me like this movie a lot more. Gosh. Oh, anything else about this movie that I really want to touch on? I don't think so. Oh, alright. I think that's about it. Like, I really enjoyed the movie. Go watch it. I did want to throw out the fact that I just watched Evil Dead Burn last week or the week before. I thought this movie was much better than Evil Dead Burn. I'm sorry as an Evil Dead fan that I'm kind of, like, burned out on the series, but I thought this was far more interesting, far more I was more spooked by this movie than that movie. So again, I'm not trying to compare them. They're two totally different series, but I think that was my opportunity to crap on Evil Dead Burn a little bit. I don't think the one Wish Willow isn't supposed to punish who's evil or something like that. Really? Well, it may not be. I'm just saying, to me, that's more satisfying than it just granting the wish to anyone who wishes. Mainly because, like I was saying, like, if you would think, if these things literally make people's wishes come true, then everyone would know about it, right? Like, how does everyone not know that if you go buy one of these things for $5, it grants your wish? I don't know. I mean, there's a movie reviewer that's getting cooked from his take on the movie. Oh, says Veronica Rose. Oh man, I had seen somebody talking about that. Who is the review? I'm kind of curious, yeah. I saw that there's some people talking about a guy who is kind of being roasted, but I didn't think anything of it. Is it super interesting? I think I saw Papa Gut. I saw Papa Gut had been talking about it. Where's Papa Gut? So this guy, Alex Myers. Oh man, good job, Veronica. You got me interested now. Alex Myers. I want to know. Alex Myers, let's see your crazy video that's got everyone freaking out. Where is it at? Are you Alex Myers? Where are you? I don't see where he's talking about this movie. Is this Alex Myers? I don't... Oh, sorry. I'm ignoring you guys. Alex Mayers? Is it Mayers? I'm getting a Myers. M-E-Y. Oh, did he delete the video? Oh, I wonder if he deleted the video because of criticism. Alex Myers Obsession Controversy. Oh yeah, Veronica Rose. I mean, to me it's because I ain't got nothing going on. Alex Myers, I think. It just grants wishes. Yeah, it seems like he deleted it, so I think the only way for me to watch it would be to... watch somebody else's chit-chat about it. Interesting. Alright, now I'm interested. This guy's video... This guy took down his video because it was so bad. I gotta know why. Well, what was so bad about this video? Good job, Veronica. You gave us a whole topic. Alex Myers Obsession. Who's gonna talk about it? Oh, that's too long. That's an hour. Anybody I know? I don't know who any of these people are. Oh, that's D'Angelo Wallace? I think I know who that is. Alright, I guess D'Angelo Wallace. I think I know who you are. Alright, let's see. I think that's your name. D'Angelo Wallace, right? I think. Alright, here we go. I don't remember if his name's... It's D'Angelo something. I think this guy's been around. He's made content before. been a while since I've heard of D'Angelo. I've heard of his name. I don't know if he, what does he make, like drama content or tea, I guess you would call it. All right, here we go. Oh, I hope I have, okay, music's on. Good. Turn it off. I forgot I had the music going there. All right, here you go. Take it away, D'Angelo. Oh, hold on.
You may remember me uploading a video about this. Well, the obsession discourse just keeps getting worse and worse. You may remember me uploading a video about this yesterday or 3 years ago. I don't know, time is not real. But in that time, it's turned into a litmus test. And people are really revealing themselves. Specifically, misogynists, incels, woman haters of all kinds are coming out of the woodwork to really show their behinds by having the most rancid takes on this movie. And the latest to join...
There's only one way to counteract woman hate, and that's to hate them back. No, I'm kidding. I'm being hateful. you gotta no, don't hate.
in the fray is...
Don't hate. No, I was gonna say don't hate, appreciate. No, don't hate, don't appreciate. Well, don't appreciate their hate. There you go.
is movie review channel
I need a beer. Where's my beer at?
Alex Myers, whose
No, I don't need
video stoked the fires in a way I don't think he saw coming, which is why it's been deleted now, but I have the original, so maybe we should just watch it. The first thing I'd like to give is a spoiler disclosure. In my first Obsession video, I don't really spoil the movie, so that one's fine.
Hold
but
on,
this
let
one...
me move my chat. The fact that our chats are on top of one another can't be good. That's got to be annoying to everybody. All right. We can't share the same chat area, D'Angelo. Two wrongs always make a right. Yes, yeah, that's how it goes, right? I think.
I'm just going to be telling you point blank, literally everything that happens. I'm not going to be alluding to, I'm just going to be describing. So please know that. And then secondly, I would also like to give a trigger warning for rape, sexual assault. That is one of the core themes of the film, and it's going to come up again and again. The movie.
And it definitely, it definitely is, like, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure that when he continues the intercourse with Nikki after he knows she's not Nikki. I think everyone has been dubbing her Freaky Nikki, right? Is that because there's normal Nikki and then people are dubbing her Freaky Nikki, the obsessed version of her, or obsessed Nikki. I mean, it definitely is R-word or sexually assault. I mean, I 100%, like, the main reason why I'm just double verifying, because it sounds as though that this is the primary thing that whomever Alex Myers is, I guarantee you that's what it's seeming like, is the thing that I'm just going to say it. I'm going to assume Alex Myers has taken the opposite approach and is saying that Bear is the good guy of the movie. I don't know anything about what's happening here, but I'm assuming the only way he could get so much dislike about him is if he is, like, defending Bear. Am I probably correct? Like, it's the only thing that makes sense as to, like, why he would take down the video, make an apology and stuff. Like, maybe it's, yeah.
If you've never heard of it, it's a horror indie film, made a bunch of money. I go over this in my first video, but the main character, Bear, makes a wish that the love interest, Nikki, would, quote, love him more than anyone else in the effing world. And then it happens, specifically because of his wish. He does not realize that initially because she's acting erratic, but he's attributing it to these other things, like, oh, maybe she's on drugs or whatever. But at some point during the film, he does, in no uncertain terms, acknowledge actually that he is responsible for her choosing, seemingly, even though it wasn't her choice, and she tells him that she's trapped multiple times, to be with him, including while they're having sex, kissing, etc. He knowingly violates her consent in this film.
And again, 100%. Who's gonna have Chaz $1 million for getting that right? Well, I'm just like, to me that was the obvious thing, is it's like, what's the most controversial thing about the movie you could take the opposite stance on? And that's that Bear is a good guy, and that oh gosh, what even would be this guy Alex Myers' point is that, I mean, what point could, what I don't even know what viewpoint he could be taking, that, like, I mean, it can't be that Nikki has it coming. Like, that would be like really crazy to say. It has to be that like uh I'm baffled. I don't even know what stance like you could take in terms of like um maybe that you just don't think she's possessed. How could you even think that though? I mean, it's obvious that there's a wish that's been that. It's so obvious though. Like again, when Bear's on the phone with trying to reverse the wish, he the guy, the demon says, "Hey, here's the other Nikki. If you want to hear her screaming." It's obvious that Nikki's not there. I don't know. Let me watch it. I'm talking too much. I think what it is I'm more confused as to what this Alex Mayer's position is, but maybe I'll find out by just watching the dip darn video.
And no, he did not set out to do that, but it doesn't change the fact that it's frankly one of the more disturbing watches I've had recently. I almost can't bring myself to believe that there's any sort of alternative way of interpreting this, but for some reason, people online are disagreeing with that interpretation and saying, oh, you know what? Bear's not a misogynist. He's not an incel. He was just a nerdy guy with like a harmless wish. You're gonna see that come up in this deleted Alex Myers review. He also had to make an apology for this review, and that got deleted as well, but I also have that. So I figured the best way of showing you this beyond any shadow of a doubt, let's just pull up a random comment section about this movie. That way we can see how people are talking about this. I have quite literally just pulled a random Instagram post that garnered some attention, and it says right here, the fact that Nikki gave signs to Bear that it wasn't really her because she actually believed that he would try to save her rather than continue to take advantage of her breaks my heart. And yes, this is also a fact in the movie. I mean, she outright tells him at one point, basically, yo, I'm trapped here. And he's just like, oh, well, what's so bad about being with me? And then someone right here says when he...
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, there is for sure, there is definitely that scene where he has literally a convo with Nikki inside of Freaky Nikki, where she's like, kill me, or whatever. And he's like, have you not been enjoying our relationship up to this point? And she's literally telling him, she says, that's not me. It's not me. So it is blatantly obvious that Freaky Nikki is not her. Like that. I don't understand how you could take that viewpoint. I don't even think
he
it's
climbed
possible.
into bed with Nikki while 100% knowing she no longer had control of her autonomy. He is completely irredeemable. So in the comments, whereas you have people obviously agreeing with this, saying things like, when he made the wish, he didn't think it would work, but the moment he figured it out, he didn't try to reverse it. That's where he becomes the villain. And I have to say right off the bat, I agree with that. There's nothing...
No, yeah, 100%. Like, I've never been with you, Barry. Yeah, Skylar, yeah. That was like literally word for word. No, and I agree with D'Angelo. Like the moment that he realizes that he has been doing all this with her, to her, and it's not actually her, he instantaneously becomes like, yes, he already was a bad person, but I believe there is a difference between a bad person and I don't know. I'm just saying, like, to me, there are kind of levels to it. He's kind of just a bad person to start out with. But then once he definitively is doing some of this stuff while knowing it, he is the villain. Like the cat dying. I mean, I guess that's just gross negligence, which he didn't like. Yeah. Oh no, he killed his cat, but that's because he was being negligent. Maybe not because he hated his cat. You know what I mean? He still was incredibly sad that his cat died, but it died because he was an idiot and negligent. I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, when he, I don't know. The groan I heard from the theater was crazy when that scene came out. Oh, the part where he was talking to her while she was trapped because Freaky Nikki was sleeping. That part made me feel bad for her since she's trapped within her own body. No, for sure. Yeah.
wrong with like goofily wanting someone to love you by making a wish that it happens in a world where magic in your mind isn't real. I think a lot of Bear's defenders are trying to say like, who hasn't made some sort of wish that people will love them? I mean, I haven't, because I don't have to do that. I usually am wishing the opposite. I'm just so tired of everyone in the entire world being obsessed with me. But honestly, that's fine. I don't think that's really the point of the movie of whether he was wrong.
I mean, the wish. I mean, gosh, I don't think the wish is like. I think what's more detestable, I guess, is because of how old he is. Like, I feel like if you're like super young, you would think that like, oh, I wish this girl would love me, but like, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just saying the fact that the man is like 20 something years old, like, dude, stop wishing that someone would fall in love with you. You know what I mean? Like, you're old enough where it's like, that's like middle school stuff. Oh, I wish this girl would. I don't know.
Initially, it's more so what do you do after that? And he literally chooses wrong every single time. People are pointing out how triggering this is, saying things like the scene where she's staring.
I do think maybe you could make an argument that like not only is Bear like a bad person and in a villain, but he's like an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, again, what 20, I'm going to assume he's like 24, 25. What 24, 25-year-old is like out here making wishes that someone falls in love with them? I don't know. To me, it just seems like immature. He's just like a dum-dum. And again, you know, leaving the pills out for, you never leave pills out. And he dumps the body in a trash can. I don't know. He's living in his Gram's house. Come on, y'all. I know. You can live in your Gram's house and not be a dummy. But I don't know. Green flag, I'm hollering. Get Chaz's money. If only I had money. Throw money my way.
Emotionless at the camera while Bear was on top of her made me physically ill.
Oh, well, shoot. I missed what he just said.
After that, and he literally chooses wrong every single time. People are pointing out how triggering this is, saying things like the scene where she's staring emotionless at the camera while Bear was on top of her.
Oh, that was he can't even revamp the house. Oh, that is true. Like, why are those? And it was Oxycontin. I think I read the pill bottle. I think it said Oxycontin. That's another great point, Veronica. How long has this dude had his grandma's house? Like, you didn't think to throw away all the pills that are sitting in your like, why do you... That's a great point. Like, what the heck is that noise? Oh, it's a siren. I'm like, what the heck? But that's another great point, is where, like, I was saying how he's a dumb idiot. Why haven't you, like, cleaned out your Gram's house yet? Like, it's your house. Gram's dead. You know, you should have, like, totally redone everything about that house, and yet he, like, I don't know. That to me, that seems like an obvious, like, that's an immature person, in my opinion.
Made me physically
House was so dingy, yeah.
ill. That's a scene in the movie. There's also a scene in there where she like literally screams and freaks out as he's kissing her. All of these things are obviously signs.
Oh, that's what I was going to mention, is that before I got distracted. The scene where he is having intercourse with her is crazy. Like, I did notice, like, that they mentioned it in that chat. Nikki is like so emotionless in that scene, just like staring off. I don't know. Like, I mean, I know why they did that. Obviously, it's to is to further paint that Nikki is still somewhere in there and is aware of what's happening to her at the moment. But yeah, it is very very, very dark, I would say, that scene where like that's happening and she's just like has no control over it.
He ignores them for his own pleasure. But someone right here says, geez, the amount of dudes agreeing with rape in the comments. Someone saying there's a lot of sexual predators in these comments. And here we have our first one. Nikki was Bear's. He earned her. He wished for her and she consented.
Now, this is, I mean, unsettling me because it's what victims do when that occurs, says Veronica Rose. Yeah, they call it, what is it, disassociation? How typically whenever people are assaulted, not just sexually, but it could be physical abuse of any kind, or even a form of verbal abuse. I believe most of the time they say people like disassociate when things like that are happening. Um, yeah, I mean that you know I 100% agree with you. But I was gonna say that D'Angelo, maybe it's because I'm like maybe I'm naive, but most of the time whenever I see people who make comments like this, like he's gonna point out, I kind of just ignore this kind of stuff because like uh I don't want to say you should ignore it because obviously that is crazy, but to me like there's so many people online that I think are just saying things just to get attention or just to rouse people up, which obviously 45 replies on there like Swagger Dats is definitely accomplishing that, but like I think maybe I'm thinking too highly of people in the real world, but I would assume almost 90 something percent of people, even the people that are commenting that, know that it's wrong. Now again, I think just they know it's wrong, but they're commenting because of attention or uh I mean they're trying to get roused. I think a lot of times these are people that are like starving for attention and they just know, hey, if I say this is counter to what most people think. So therefore everyone's going to comment and I'm going to I'm going to be able to hate farm off of this or something. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm thinking too highly of people and I'm giving them like too much credit. Maybe these are legitimately like bad people, but like I said, most of the time I find somebody like commenting like this is some bad or still a bad person, but they're just fishing for like attention desperately, which this is like the weirdest way to fish for attention. Like, I don't know, just crazy commenting. The one on the bottom should get checked. Oh no, I haven't seen that one. Any man would take advantage of her. Oh, wound vacation. Now you're just painting all men with a broad broad brush. I do not agree with that 100%. That is, and again, someone like that, like you can speak for yourself, wound vacation, but like that is not every man out there. I'm defending all men. I'm defending men and good men everywhere. And you got to notice these people don't have actual profile pictures. You know, one's it's a made up avatar, the other one is no picture at all. Most likely people like this are bots or they're people that are just fishing for attention, in my opinion. All right, are we back? Are we in the clear? My connectivity is not great. Okay, we're back in the green. We should be good. All right, my connectivity seems like it's back in green. We're okay. Um, them suggesting that any man would do it is just them trying to normalize what they truly think on the inside, so that they don't feel guilty saying that. No, 100% says Odin. No, yeah, I agree with you. I also wouldn't uh I actually don't think it's also a stretch, like I was saying, to anticipate that a lot of these people are bots again. You got to remember AI and like these data centers. Again, I'm not saying assume all of them are bots, but I would say that there is heavy manipulation of people online. And again, I feel like there are entities, there are figures who create fake accounts where the accounts. Hold on. I gotta show you. There's a funny YouTube. What's that video? There's a hilarious There's a hilarious. Oh gosh, where's my cursor? There's a funny video, of a guy who made a funny video about people like this. Let me see. Funny short of guy online who's rage baiting. I think it's rage baiting. Is that the term? Oh, I don't know how easy it would be for me to find this video. Oh, it sucks because the video is so good. Was it loser? Insta guy. Oh, guy using laptop and oh gosh, socials to rage bait or all right, I'm not gonna spend too long. I can't find the video. I mean, essentially in the video, the guy is just talking about like, uh, it's just some loser in his room, and it's all a joke where he was like talking about how this is my job, where his job is just to like go into comment sections and make ridiculous comments all day. It's such a funny video though. Oh, I wish I could find it. Oh my gosh, I think I found it. Hold on, y'all. I found it on Facebook. All right, let me pull this up real quick. All right, here we go. I found the video. Don't worry. I'm not crazy. I think I'm crazy. All right, here's the video. I've seen this video. This is probably... Is there audio? No audio.
Energy nowadays is via the internet. This woman is a...
Now, I know this guy. He's on like a lot of video on like... I think I've seen him on Tim and Eric. So this must be... Oh, it's BBC. So this is a sketch from some TV show.
One of the best ways to drain people's energy nowadays is via the internet. This woman is a astrophysicist. Actually, this is not how space works. Read a book. Now I just wait for the comments to come in. Hey, can you mansplain any louder? Yeah, sure. These are all different accounts that I have set up. The energy you get this way isn't quite as pure, but if you do enough of it, it'll fill you up. Shanghai sucked. Where was the Chinatown? Jason Mraz is just too weird for me. Jesus actually hates horses. Childhood obesity, LMFO. When they call you a dumbass, you know you've got them. They called me a dumbass. Women are getting too tall. Yeah. You can drain their energy via social media without having to even be near them. That is racist. You're correct. It is. Oh, yeah. 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 Oh, they hate me.
It's surprisingly simple to get total strangers completely furious with you.
They should get a life.
All right, that's my opportunity to show that stupid video. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy about talking about that video. All right. All right, sorry. Back to you, D'Angelo. My superpower was absorbing negative energy. This is how I recharge. D'Angelo. Oh shoot, D'Angelo. Remember what? D'Angelo said something I wanted to talk about.
Mean she was. Okay, that the implications there are actually like.
Oh, I was gonna say she for sure is not the guy in the chat who was saying that, she consented and that she was his girlfriend. Oh, if my bro's the ultimate rage baiter. she for sure is not his girlfriend. Like, is that like not super obvious from the movie? Is that they were not boyfriend girlfriend? Like, they could have been, because there's that scene where she's standing next to the car and she's like, if you like me, tell me. And he doesn't tell her, and that's it. And she goes into the house, or she gets ready to go into the house. Like, there is no relationship up to that point. She even, like, oh yeah, she specifically talks with her friend Sarah, where she's like, I friend zoned him, ha ha ha, we're not dating. There's nothing there. Like, the person saying that, like, that's his girlfriend, he can do what he wants with her. They aren't boyfriend girlfriend at all. There have been a few times I've argued with someone and thought maybe I was falling into some trap, lol. Oh, it for sure, like I was saying, like, there's a chance it's a person. I wouldn't be surprised most of the time if who you're dealing with online is a bot, in my opinion. But that, I have no way of proving
Insane.
that.
She was his girlfriend.
No, she was not.
She consented.
No, she
he
did
didn't,
not.
though, did he? Saying he didn't take advantage of her. There are literally always going to be some men at this point in the comment section trying to say, no, what he did wasn't bad, actually.
These are like the people that are like, the people that make these kind of comments. My thing that I always know that these people comment for sure is these are the guys or people, whomever. These are the people that are like in shorts that pop up that have that. These are for sure, these are guys that comment on videos of like teachers having sex with like students. These are for sure the guys that are in those videos. Those comments that you see of somebody saying something like, where were these teachers when I was in school? Or, you know what I mean? Like, most of the time they comment only on when it's a female teacher that sleeps with like a male student. These are for sure those guys that are in the comments section that are like, oh, bro, why didn't teachers look like this when I was in school? And it's like, it's just like the most like obnoxious, like immature stuff. It's like, dude, shut up. Like I guarantee you these are those same guys. Veronica Rose says, me when it came to this movie because bro didn't get why Alex's take was bad. I hate when people say stuff like that, says Odin. Yeah, it's like, golly, that's insane, says Veronica Rose. Oh, any video that has to do with like even on like Facebook or any social media, any video that has to do with like a news report of like or female teacher sleeps with male student, and there's for sure a million comments of guys that are like, oh gosh, what a cool teacher, or where was this teacher, why didn't teachers look like this when I was in school? And it's just like, shut up, it's just annoying.
And a huge part of the reason for this is that they literally see,
and I'm not even
themselves
saying
in
that
this
to be
kid.
like I don't know, to be like woke, or to be like white horse, the white knight of like saying that, like, I'm just saying that like it's just obnoxious. It's like, dude, you're in there and there's like a million other people saying stuff like that. It's just like, move on, shut up. Just like, it's gross anyways, but like, I'm just saying that to me it's just obnoxious.
Who is literally a rapist, and it's just disturbing. I'm bringing all this up to show you this could have been any post about obsession. It happens everywhere at this point on the internet. That is the sort of stage at which Alex Myers chose to upload his video. For those of you who don't know,
oh my
Alex
gosh, I
has
just realized
formed
I'm talking so much we haven't even seen
millions
the Alex Myers part. Or when they say, you just be lucky, like, says Skylar. Yeah, there's weirdos. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've never been weird, but I've definitely like caught myself like commenting on like a pretty girl's post or something. Not like weird stuff, but like I don't know where I'm going with that. I've definitely been like, I don't know, I won't go further. Don't look in.
subscribers. A lot of really big videos. I've
How do I
actually watched a lot
erase
of these
that?
videos myself, like several years ago at this point, so I didn't really know what direction he had been trending
I just mean I've gone on to like, obviously, of age girls on Instagram who are like taking like bikini pics or something, and I've like hearted it and like probably been a gross dude, but like I don't know.
Words. But yeah, one of these videos, I think.
But I mean, like, obviously, like advocating for like teacher sexual relations with a student is like, what are you doing? Like, grow the f up. Ooh, that's gross. Siding with the teacher is crazy. Oh, dude, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what people act like or something, and it's like, I don't. It's got to be an immaturity thing, right? Because like as a male, when you're younger, like sure, that's probably like a fantasy or something you think about. Is if you have like a pretty teacher. Is I'm sure when I was younger, I probably thought about something like that. And when you're younger, it's like whatever. But like as an adult male, you should not be thinking and I don't know, just like reveling in the idea of of adults and children having intercourse. I don't know. To me, it's just absurdly weird to be like into that. I don't understand how it could not be weird.
One before last was called Obsession is an Insane Movie. As you're going to see, it's not here no mo. In fact, the only thing we have is this community post saying, I have taken down both videos relating to Obsession.
Oh, he
I'm
left a
sorry to
comment?
those who were hurt by them. I will be more mindful of my words and jokes in the future. It has 1,000 likes, but also almost 1,000 comments, which should probably tell you something. Also, there's a bunch of stuff in his review that I feel is racist that's being kind of glossed over. Not by everyone. I just think it's sort of taken a back seat
It's
to the larger
racist.
discussion.
What? Oh, I was gonna say racist, but yeah, there is the main Nikki is Mexican, and then there is an Asian girl, I guess. Maybe to those characters. I mean, maybe. Oh, gosh, how could you even bring race into the picture? What about the characters? What about Nikki being Hispanic? She doesn't mention any. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out like how did race play a part? Like she doesn't do anything Mexican oriented at all. It's not like she's wearing a sombrero throughout half of the movie. Like I'm a Mexican, I can make these jokes. But like it's not like she's playing mariachi music in her car or wearing a sombrero. Like how do you even tie race into it? Like the girl Sarah is Asian. What kind of Asian? I don't know. It's not a focal point. She doesn't mention it. I don't even see how you tie race. Oh, there's a mosquito. Be gone, mosquito. Every movie that comes out, I see someone bringing race into the conversation. It's stupid. I mean, I don't want to act as though like race can be a talking point about something. It's if it makes sense and if it's something that is like notable, I guess. But in this movie, there is no race anything. There's no conversation around anything racial. So why? I don't know. I don't even know why bring anything up. Like, I can see how like if you're talking about the new Odyssey movie. I didn't even know she was a Latina until this awful review says Veronica Rose. I know from TikTok. I know she's Mexican. Which, word up, power to the Mexicans, my peoples. But like the Odyssey movie, I can see how you could have some sort of dialogue around the race stuff in that movie because you're talking about European, Greek mythological people. You can make the argument that like all of them looked a certain way or that I could see how like them being like, oh, main character looks like Tom Holland or Matt Damon. It's like, I don't know. I'm just saying I could see how that could be a talking point, not a major talking point of the movie. But with this movie, it is not a talking point. There is no aspect of it that brings up.
Too. So his video starts off with this disclaimer.
Warning, this video is an attempt at a good faith, nuanced look at the fictional movie Obsession and the characters therein, which will probably upset some of you.
Why did he feel the need to bring up fictional? I mean, obviously it's a movie, right? Every movie is fictional. Unless it's a biography or a... And even then, most of the time, those movies like come up with fake facts, right? Like the Freddie Mercury movie or whatever. Like I'm sure they exaggerate things. Like every movie is fictional. Why do you? I don't know. I just think it's weird to bring that up
For some reason.
I don't necessarily think people are mad because it's a quote good faith and nuanced look.
Good faith. It is not a good. Well, it doesn't sound like what you were saying is in good faith at all. No, the Freaky was not in good faith. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Which will probably upset some of you for some reason. What do you mean for some? It's just like, it's what... I don't understand why this guy would be so combative with anything he makes or puts out, but then takes the video down. It's like, no, dude, you're being openly combative with your video. And yet you're... I don't want to throw the P word out. You're being a coward and taking your video down when, like, you're, like, inviting people to come at you from, like, the way you talk about things. Like, look, he's just, like, super combative with every word he,
That's
like,
not
has
the
on
type
there.
of thing that tends to upset people, but let's see.
You know, I don't think I've seen the internet freak out about a movie like they have with Obsession. We're like,
Oh, boy, it's because he knows he's wrong? Yeah. What did... Brace yourself, the animation is dog water? I didn't think that animation was that bad.
everywhere you looked, everyone had an opinion about it.
Well, I'm actually kind of glad it's happened because it makes it easier to have these conversations when we have clear examples of bad behavior.
Bear is 25, according to the screenplay, and he's never outgrown his awkward high school
Oh, yeah, that
loser
did look kinda
persona,
bad.
which means he's gonna have a great career one day as an online content creator.
One of the things I wound up
Oh, it is very, like... It doesn't look like he tried very hard. Like, it's very, like... Not like... I would think motion would be, like, if it's done well, but, like, his thing is, like... Yeah, I could see it's bad. Dude's been making a horrible take and acts as if he did nothing wrong. That's crazy. Well, but he's not acting as though he didn't do anything wrong. He took the video down. I mean, he knows he did something wrong or said something out there.
shooting Alex in the foot here is he keeps comparing Bear
getting
to
hungry.
himself further along in the video. He's like, Bear does this thing just like me. I'm a content creator. Bear does this other thing. It's relatable. You might not want to do that with like the rapist protagonist, but that's okay. Whatever. Let's just keep going.
Are you okay?
No, I just dropped my crystal necklace down the drain.
Oh, no, crystal necklace. Bear, get out while you still can. But then again, Nikki is a hot Latina, so one can only remain strong for so long.
Throughout this entire video, Alex keeps pushing this narrative of like Nikki is a crazy, like crystal wielding Latina. Like she writes, she's creative. So obvious.
And even like I was saying earlier about the immaturity of some of the things online, I actually think it could be funny to point out once the whole idea of a crazy Latina. You know what I mean? As a Hispanic myself, I mean, obviously there's always the jokes of like, you know, I need to get me a crazy Latina girl or you know what I mean? Like, I think every now and then there's a place where one of those jokes could be funny, but I can already tell you that obviously this dude, Alex, is going to make that like an integral part of this video where he mentions that fact like 10 times. I'm just saying, I think it's incredibly immature to make that joke more than once. If you mention that once, you know, it's the stereotype, like, maybe I could see it. If it's a good joke, I could see it. But like, I don't know. I'm just saying, as a Hispanic, I've obviously heard this. All Hispanics have heard this like thing. If you mention it once, oh yeah, but like if he says it like 10 more times, then it's like, dude, then you're just being, yeah, he's just being kind of like a Hispanic woman hater, it sounds like.
She was going to be a bit feisty no matter what, which is like, okay.
So here we get a look at who Nikki is. And she
But you
seems
see,
like-
even like, I think the way D'Angelo, I think the way he reacted was kind of, I don't know the words in his mouth, but the way he reacted when he just said like, okay, it's like, okay, yeah, I can, you know, crazy Latina girl, you know, like, you know, the age old joke, but like saying it 100 million more times, it just like says something about him.
She's kind of one of those girls who's like those like ball buster types, you know? She's always like, ha, bitch can't handle all this. I've never met a guy who can keep up with me. And then they just lay there like SpongeBob.
I'm not really sure what that's adding to the review, to be honest.
Hold on, what? What did he just say?
which is like, okay.
So here we get a look at who Nikki is. And she seems like she's kind of one of those girls who's like those like ball buster types, you know? She's always like, ha, bitch can't handle all this. I've never met a guy who can keep up with me. And then they just lay there like SpongeBob.
I'm not really sure what that's adding to the review, to be honest. Like this, for example.
Nikki seems like one of those girls who's one of the guys, you know? And Bear has a huge crush on Nikki, even though Sarah over here is clearly into Bear on some level, and he just like doesn't notice, doesn't care. So Bear's choices are Crystal Mommy or Septum Girl. So like, this dude never stood a chance. Like, you might as well put that chastity belt in your Amazon cart right now, my dude.
Are you starting to kind of pick up on?
I'm struggling to understand what this guy's trying to say. So he's making a joke on neither of the guy's choices being good choices of women. So he's saying, "Oh, why would Bear's only choices are from this, I'm assuming, woke septum liberal over here, Asian liberal, or he can choose from the crazy Latina who's gonna ruin his life," is the joke. Like, but why? Like, I kind of understand what Alex is saying, but it's just, again, it's just like, who cares? I like, it just seems like he's focused in on something that's like stupid. It's just like, why focus in on that aspect? It's a movie. Like, those are the two girls that are in the movie. Like, what? I don't know. And honestly, that's supposed to be the integral part of Nikki, is she is supposed to come off as kind of nonchalant, kind of maybe a B, and not that into Bear, because it makes it more absurd that she has this miraculous turn and is totally in love and infatuated with him. So like, why? You know what I mean? Am I getting my point across? Like, she's supposed to be a bitch to Bear because it makes it more crazy that she magically becomes in love with him. Like, why? What? Yeah, that's the point of the movie. Like, I don't know. Notice how he jokes on essay scene with SpongeBob. I noticed that. Well, I mean, to be fair, I don't know. Was that an essay joke? I mean, he was just saying that, like, he was saying for some reason that girls that act masculine or tough or something, but then when you have intercourse, they're not like super into it. I don't know. I don't want to act like I'm defending this guy for anything. That's from what I was understanding, is he was just saying something. I'm struggling to piece together exactly what his goal with this, what he's talking about. This is like a dude throwing a rock at a hive of wasps and making a run for it. I guess. My problem is that, like, you can make the argument that throwing a rock at a wasp nest is that your goal is to, like, destroy the wasp nest because you need to get rid of it. I mean, the point of this video is, it just doesn't even make sense. I don't even know what this guy's goal is. Is your goal to... I mean, I guess his goal would be just to rage bait and to make people further not like women, right? Am I wrong? Like, what would be the purpose of the Alex guy's video? Is, or whatever his point is just to rage bait and be like, women bad, Latina women bad, Asian women bad. I'm sorry.
Some of the tonal quirks that were
Yes, but it's worse since Nikki was disassociating because it wasn't. Oh no. Yeah, no, I'm Oh, I see what you're saying. It's worse, his comparison, because he's comparing it to the movie scene. Sorry, I was just looking at what he was describing as what he was describing. But I see. You're saying it's, his comparison with the SpongeBob thing. He's comparing it to the actual scene from the movie, which, yeah, okay. I gotcha. Feels like he is rage baiting, but I don't know. No, he's 100% rage baiting.
review not go down very well. We haven't even gotten to any of his actual takes, by the way. I just feel like it's kind of wild to take a movie where the character goes through so much of this and be like, I too am going to sexualize her in a way, weirdly, that also has to do with her being Latina.
Yeah, well, I want to write.
Oh, a crystal mommy and the writer. Well, something tells me this movie would have gone the same way for Bear, whether he made the wish or not.
That is a crazy joke. The things that she
Wait,
does
what?
in this movie are literally like
Crystal Mommy and... So is he saying he would have ended up essaying and being with Nikki no matter what? Is that what he was just saying?
sexualize her in a way, weirdly, that also has to do with her being Latina.
Yeah, well, I want to write.
Oh, a crystal mommy and the writer. Well, something tells me this movie would have gone the same way for Bear, whether he made the wish or not.
That is a crazy joke.
So
The
he's
things
saying,
that she
yeah,
does in
he's
this movie
essentially
are
saying
literally-
that no matter what, even if there was no wish involved, that because of Bear's two options, he would have ended up assaulting her anyways? That's so weird.
like
It's just
unhinged.
it's just a weird thing to
Just
say.
because she's essentially a demon, it's not actually her, and attributing that behavior to like real women because they have these hobbies or look this way is like, okay, but
That she would have been crazy to him regardless if he made the wish or not. Oh, because because she's Latina. Okay. This is it's pretty brain dead content, in my opinion.
let's just keep going.
Up until this point, Bear was just a dude with a crush on a girl that he was too scared to talk to. Okay, a story of my life. He pulls out this $7 wishing toy. Here's where everything changes. And you know, to Bear's credit, he's not immediately jumping at the chance to take advantage of her or whatever. And like, based on what people were saying about this movie online, I expected Bear to be this like horribly angry
Oh, wait, wait. So to dismiss to dismiss the fact that he did essay this girl and he is again controlling her bodily autonomy, he's saying because Bear seemed as though he didn't want to do that at first, it makes him not a bad guy? No, the fact that you did that makes you a bad guy, right? Like if I'm in an argument with somebody at the grocery store and I'm super heated and I think in my head, what would it be like if I punched this person? Like, that doesn't make me a bad guy. What makes me a bad guy is that I next literally punch this person in the face. I mean, I guess, I don't know. That's probably maybe a bad comparison, because what if, I don't know what the reasoning is that I want to punch them in the face for. Maybe they're being annoying. But no, it's not like you can't, he ended up doing the act. You can't say, oh, but because he wasn't wanting to do that at first, that makes him not a bad guy. No, he eventually, though, had intercourse with something that he knew wasn't the girl he really wanted to be with. It wasn't her. That makes him a bad guy. When you're in a contrarian contest, but your opponent is this guy. Yeah, it's just rage baity content.
misogynistic incel dude, right? But like, up until this point, he's just some super socially awkward loser who has a crush on a girl.
This is the part where we're running into a framing issue. Because Bear is both of these things, obviously. But Alex has already watched this entire film beforehand, and at no point does he ever actually acknowledge that the people pointing out the misogyny are correct. In fact, as we go on further, he's going to outright say that you were all just overthinking it.
Obviously, things get different later on, but at least up to this point, Bear has like no idea that the wishing willow worked. And again, to his credit,
No, but okay. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna rage. I'm gonna rage bait myself. Rage, whatever. That is such a terrible point. You did not even freaking watch the movie. The idea that Bear wasn't a bad guy, and like in the movie it definitively says there's multiple scenes where the scene where we were talking about, when she's in bed, freaky Nikki is asleep, And he literally knows he's talking with the actual Nikki. And she literally says, "That's not me. It's not me." She says, "It's not me," like 2 or 3 times. She says, "You haven't been with me that hasn't been me this whole time." She literally says, "Kill me," like 4 times. Like, bro, he knows, like, that's the point of that scene, is it's to get across that Bear is doing something wrong, and he knows he's doing something wrong. And he continues doing something wrong because he just goes on about his merry way, even though she's sitting there begging him to end things for her. No. Okay, I'm raging over this for some reason. She spells it out for him. "You have not been with me this entire time. It's not me. It's not me." Like, I don't like, he didn't, like, so I'm going to be really mean to this guy, Alex. He either is a freaking liar and did not actually watch the movie because he doesn't know this about this scene that I'm saying, or multiple other scenes. He's either a liar and did not watch the movie and just knows what happens based on comments, or he's just, the Alex guy is kind of a douche. Not even kind of, he's a douche as well. You know, he's ignoring that and is taking Bear's side because he likes Bear. Why would you like Bear? Like, Bear is not meant to be a likable character. So, you know, with this movie, the amount of pauses because it's giving you a headache. Oh, I'm sorry for pausing too much. I'm trying to be the good, you know, content creator and not flatly just play this, you know, D'Angelo's video 100%. You have no idea how healing this is. I'm legitimately like, yeah, this guy's video so far, it's a bad video. This is a bad take. Like, it just, like, it doesn't, like, again, this guy didn't watch the movie. You didn't watch the movie. You missed the whole scene of everyone, you know, definitively finding out that this is not Nikki. It's not Nikki.
Very next day, he immediately tells Ian that he thinks something's wrong with Nikki. Like he seems genuinely concerned.
I also just think saying like, oh, well, to his credit, like, he didn't take advantage of her. The bare minimum. You're killing me, bro.
Anyway, so that night, Ian apparently talked to Nikki, and she said that she was on some drugs or whatever, and so maybe that explains why she was acting so erratic, you know, like when she and Bear kissed earlier. So at this point, Bear thinks that Nikki was acting weird, kissed him, freaked out, etc., because she was on drugs, right? So again, to him, in this moment, it all seems totally above board.
Someone said kissing someone on drugs is not consent. Yeah, no, that one take alone, in my opinion.
No, for sure. Regardless of, are we talking about obsession, says Robot? Oh, hey, Robot. Oh, man. This is the type of take that has everyone bringing torches and pitchforks on the internet. And it's also the fact that Bear didn't want to sit with the reality that this isn't Nikki in the relationship he thought he had, but he chooses to leave her and wanted to live in the fantasy. Trying to get, Bear didn't want to sit. I guess, but I think he knew the fantasy was fake though. Like, that wasn't like super late, and it wasn't until like it's not like until the last 10 minutes Bear realized it wasn't her. Like, I feel like he knew it wasn't her like halfway through the movie. You know what I mean? Wait, what's going on? All right, I'll explain to Robot real quick. So we've been talking about this for almost 2 hours. Holy cow. I didn't think this was going to turn into a thing. So the first 45 minutes, I feel like I talked about my thoughts on the movie. I just watched Obsession today. And then Veronica Rose brought it to my attention that there's some controversy with the movie with a guy named Alex Mayers. And this whole time I've been talking about this drama pertaining to Alex Mayers, and this is D'Angelo Wallace, who's another content creator who is covering the drama with this guy. Essentially, the drama with this guy, Alex Mayers, is he's apparently a film YouTuber critic, He made a video, like a review video or something, talking about the movie, and he is counter to what everyone else is thinking about the movie, about the guy in the movie Bear being a bad person and sexually assaulting and making this girl love him against her wishes in the movie Obsession. And apparently Bear, or Alex Mayers, doesn't think that that was the case. He thinks Bear is like the good guy in the movie and is like an innocent figure, even though that's been my whole point for the last 5-10 minutes, is that to me it's blatantly obvious that Bear is a bad guy and that he definitively knows what he's doing is wrong. And also the guy Alex, he got a bunch of criticism and heat for his take on the movie, and then took the video down and then put up some apology comment. And the main reason why we're watching D'Angelo's video is because that video had been taken down, so the only place I could watch it was to see someone else talk about it. Who the F says Bear is a good guy, says Robot. That's insane. Now I have to stop cooking. Yeah, alright, well, I've got you caught up. Well, that's the point of this video, is there's some people online who are saying that, but the main thing they're looking at is this guy Alex Mayers saying that in his review video of the movie. Again, at the beginning of my talk about this, I was making the argument that I didn't think Bear was a super bad guy for like the first portion of the movie. My initial argument was that I didn't think he was a bad guy until he learned, or he figured out, that his wish is the reason that Nikki is acting the way she is, and that all of the stuff with her wasn't real, and that he was taking advantage of someone who is taken over by some other being. You know what I mean? That was my initial thought process, and then everyone in chat has kind of got me thinking that no, he kind of... My opinion was that he was a bad guy, but then became the villain when he learned that about Nikki. But again, he's just not really a great guy. They were saying that like I was saying earlier that I think he's an idiot. He left his pills out, letting his cat eat them and then dying, and then he didn't officially bury his cat. He put the cat in the garbage or something, and then he obviously knew that this girl Sarah, or may not have known, but this girl Sarah was into him actually, and he kind of ignored all of her advances up until like the very end. I don't know. He's very weird. To me, anyone who mistreats animals even after death is bad. I can imagine putting my cat in the trash. Oh, for sure. No, yeah. Well, I thought he buried the cat, because I thought at some point someone said that. I thought at one point Bear said that she dug up the cat, because remember he put the cat in the sandwich. But I actually think Bear lied about that to Sarah, because remember there's the scene with the sandwich. I think he lied to Sarah that he buried the cat, and he was just saying that to make himself look good, that he didn't just put his cat in the trash. So that's why I threw out that argument, because I remember him saying she dug up the cat, but I think he said that because he just didn't want himself to look like a weirdo for putting it in the trash can.
Completely justifies the way people are reacting to this. That's a wild self-report, my guy.
Given the circumstances, Bear's being pretty normal about this, okay? Given what he does and does not know by this point in the movie, like he could have slept with her, or he could have taken some kind of advantage of her, but he was rather gentlemanly at the time. I mean, you know, for a guy who has this many Cosby sweaters.
And it's like, jokes about rapists like Bill Cosby, and for a movie in which we see a character repeatedly get raped, it's kind of...
Yeah, that's super insensitive to make a Bill Cosby joke for this movie. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Like, I do not think... I mean, I remember I was making Bill Cosby jokes, like, several years ago, because, like, those memes were, like... I don't know, I'm obviously, like, think differently on certain things, but I don't see how a Bill Cosby joke placed in this movie couldn't be viewed as insensitive. Like, it's insensitive. Like, why? But I don't know. I don't get it. Ain't Noble doing the bare minimum, says Veronica. Yeah, Oh, I remember what I was thinking. I was gonna make the point that like this guy Alex was making the argument that like that this guy's gonna be in internet prison forever, says Otis. Maybe. Um I was gonna say that like he was saying somebody was Alex was making the argument about uh that Bear actually isn't a bad guy because um he isn't a bad guy because he didn't think because he didn't know that Nikki was taken over because Nikki the whole thing is that Ian and all of them were talking about is that Nikki was on drugs, right? Nikki was saying that's the reason why I'm acting this way is because I'm on drugs or I've taken some stuff. Remember Ian even was like, oh man, she might have been taking Molly. Maybe that's why she's crazy right now. And I feel like I gotta say, that's not a good reason either for what is kind of happening with Bear and Nikki. I don't mean, I'm not apologizing. I don't know what Alex is thinking, but that is not a good reason either for Alec or for a Bear to be like taking advantage of her, even if it's not spiritual, mystical, and it's just drugs. Like that still is not like that doesn't look good on you either, pal. I'm just saying, in my opinion.
Uncomfortable to watch, honestly.
They start dating, hanging out, kissing, doing the devil's tango. And Bear's finally living the life he always wanted. Hot dog. Turns out Nikki was in love with him the whole time.
The only way for you to justify anything that Bear is doing is by framing all of the assault and rape as sex, which is what Alex does in this video again and again.
But like oh my gosh. My dude, Alex, this is a horror movie. How are you painting any of this to be consensual and to be normal when like the point of the movie, the integral point of the movie is that he makes a wish and it drastically alters her personality and who she is. Like the idea that Bear is sleeping with her when she's not herself, when he is dating or he is with somebody who is not themselves. That is the horror of the movie. Like I mentioned this earlier. This Alex guy either he didn't watch the movie. Like you don't even understand like the reason why the movie is scary. Why it's uncomfortable, why it's unnerving. Like I hate that I'm having this that I feel like I'm spelling this out, but like this the scary part is that this isn't Nikki. That is why it's frightening and why it's uncomfortable whenever the scenes happen between them. It's uncomfortable because it's not her. My goodness. I don't know, if my coworker was acting like Nikki the first night I'd sleep in a hotel, she can keep the house. Or, tell her that she can't sleep over. I mean, I don't know if a girl was really into, I guess it depends on what she was doing. Like, definitely, I would say by the first on God, like it's not Nikki, says Veronica. Yeah, no, but that's why I keep bringing that up is like that he didn't see the movie and doesn't understand it. Like my guy, that's why the movie is interesting. That's why it's uncomfortable is because it's not Nikki, and he knows it's not. Like I don't know. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say I would definitely say the first scene. The scene where he wakes up and she's in the corner. I feel like from what I can remember, that's after that point, that's where because I don't think at that point he knows that his wish is the reason why things are happening the way they are. Definitely at that scene, that's where to me, that's my message that, oh, something's not right here. I need to get the heck away from this lady. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like anything after that point, it's it's anything before that, I don't think was super worrisome with Nikki. I feel like she was just very clingy, right? Am I wrong? I feel like she was just overly clingy, which I wouldn't have a problem with a girl like that. But everything from the scene where he wakes up and she's in the freaking corner and she's like creepy, like in the darkness, like stepping and like, yeah, everything after that, I would have been like, oh crap, I need to get out of whatever this is. You know, and I don't know.
What people were calling him out for, and I would have to agree with everyone calling him out for this.
Okay, see, Bear, I don't know why you're making this face. You wanted the Crystal Mommy Latina experience, and you got the Crystal Mommy Latina experience. But here's where Bear starts to maybe kind of realize what's really going on here.
Y'all just be on this platform racist as hell. It's fine, it's fine.
Why? Bear, don't act like that. You wanted the creepy Crystal Mommy Latina experience. This dude's just a freak. Oh, I don't want to try to cuss. This dude's just an idiot. Dude, you did not watch the movie. Bear is acting like that because he's just realizing the girl he's trying to date has been lying about her dad having cancer. My mic. Dude, like, did you not watch the film? Did you not watch the movie? That is why Bear is uncomfortable, is because he's just realizing that this girl is willing to lie about the well-being of her family for him. Like, come on. Am I wrong on that? Like, that's why that scene is unnerving. This guy's just acting like, oh, the scene's unnerving because, oh, he didn't realize he was getting this guy. He didn't realize he was dating a fiery Latina. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, he's acting like that because the girl lied about her dad having cancer. Like, come on, dude. Like I'm sorry. This guy, he's very dumb. Like, I know for Chad I don't need to spell that out, but it's like if you're dating someone and you find out that they've been lying that their parent is dying of cancer, I would be weirded out by that. Yes, I would be like, oh man, what do I not know about this person? You know what I mean? I don't know. Again, how is this guy Alex a movie reviewer? Like, you're like, he's not even like, I know the answer. The answer is that he's not actually a movie reviewer. He's a rage baiter who didn't watch the movie, is just getting all the talking points from Twitter or whatever. He's just going through Twitter, seeing what the manosphere or whatever is critiquing about the movie, and he's just talking about that stuff, that creating rage bait. Like, I know that's the answer, but I'm still like, well, this guy's not a movie reviewer. He's, you know, he didn't watch the movie. He doesn't know the focal points, the integral aspects of them.
As he acknowledged,
I'm not a movie reviewer either. I feel like I should put it out there. Like, you guys know I like sitting here and talking about them, but like, I wouldn't consider myself a movie reviewer. Like, I'm not breaking down, oh, let's talk about the climax of the film. Or, what do you think about the oh gosh, what other terms are there? Climax, the rising action. Oh my gosh, why did I remember rising action? Let's see. The rising action that takes place just before the climax, and let's talk about the themes. Like, I'm saying that, like, I at least like to like look and talk about like the important parts of what makes the movie, and this guy isn't like giving that like at all. Yes, exactly. That's a deal breaker, wish induced or not. Why would anyone be fine with such a lie as that? Yes. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Bros LARPing movie reviews. That's crazy. Well, I would have to watch the rest of the guy's content, but I'm just going based off of what I'm seeing from this video that's been taken down, of course, that I don't understand how, if this is his way of looking at or inspecting this movie, I would assume this is how he inspects other movies, which don't Don't sound good.
But just here. This is the part, undeniably, after the dinner scene where Bear cannot say he doesn't know that Nikki's acting this way because of his actions. This is where it gets really, 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 really weird. For some reason, Alex just cuts out the scene that happens after the dinner, which is literally, in my opinion, the most pivotal moment, because that is the first time in my read of the movie where we, the audience, realize that Bear realizes that what he's doing is not consensual. But Alex is like, let's just not really get into that.
At the halfway point of the movie, he does finally start to realize that the wish actually worked.
Oh, sorry. I'll be back in just a sec. I gotta turn the lights on. Oops, my bad. I didn't realize that like our dog's like blind almost, and I had like all of the lights were off, and I'm like, oh, he can't see probably anything out there. Plus, I forgot to feed him, so I went ahead and fed him. All right, I'm back. Sorry. What were we doing? All right, that's right. We were getting full of rage at this guy. What did I miss in chat? Bro is LARPing movie reviews. Okay. No, that's literally his content, if I'm being honest. I've seen a vid and it left a sour taste in my mouth. If he's skimming through movies, maybe he has more time to make better animations. Boom, roasted. The diner scene clearly confirms that it worked. Oh, the dinner scene. I'm starting to think he didn't watch or completely missed the point, says Robot Slayer himself. D, all of the above. And I hate to say it, I'm like, that's, I think you're noticing that's where I'm really getting fired up, is like, I think what it is I don't take his major points serious, mainly because they're so immature and stupid that like taking Bear's side, I hate to say it, taking Bear's side in any of the not going with any of the essay stuff to me just comes off as like, well, that's stupid. Like obvious, it's obvious. To me, the part that I feel like is infuriating me is more the idea that like this guy like doesn't like I'm questioning whether he's actually seen.
But like even then, like,
oh, hold on. Oh, my camera moved a little bit. Is that like I don't feel like he even watched the movie like that. I think that's the part that's really getting me heated. Is it's like, dude, you're not even a movie reviewer. Like I feel like at the most your job should be to watch the movie and accurately say what's happening, and he's not even like doing that. I don't know. That shouldn't be the thing that's really raging me. It should be the terrible take. But to me, the terrible take is just, it's terrible. So it should be, to me, it's obviously bad.
He's doing is not consensual, but Alex is like, let's just not really get into that.
at the halfway point of the movie, he does finally start to realize that the wish actually worked. But like even then, like literally every rom-com is about trying to find a way to get the other person to like you, or you manufacture a meet cute or whatever, right? Like I've seen some internet comment threads where it's like, he only saw her as an object and wanted to remove her autonomy. That's why he made that wish.
It's what happened.
That's literally what, oh yeah, D'Angelo said it. That's what happened. He only, hold on, I gotta do that again. This guy literally said he literally said the thing. He said what we all took away from the movie.
Manufacture a meet cute or whatever, right? Like I've seen some internet comment threads where it's like, he only saw her as an object and wanted to remove her autonomy. That's why he made that wish.
It's what happens.
He does only see her as an object. That's why he makes the wish. Right? And he does take away her autonomy because he makes a wish that comes true. Like, what? But it's not a rom-com, says Robot. Yes.
In the film.
I'm not saying Bear is a blameless, innocent victim, okay? But I think some of you are a little too quick to attach motivation and subtext to this character that is not based on the...
I think what it is, oh gosh. It's literally the plot of the movie, says Veronica. Yes. How in the world is he seeing this is a complete opposite? Yeah, I hate to say this. I don't even hate to say it, but like a lot of times whenever I see people doing stuff like that, I don't remember if someone mentioned this in chat, but to me this comes off as very overly defensive of the oh gosh, why can't I think of the word? The contrary. On the contrary. Like he's being overly defensive of the aspect of his contrarianism. And it's like, I hate to say it, but it's got to come in. It's got to be a point of like, well, I mean, you just straight up like this stuff, right? like you're defending Bear so hardcore. It's like, well, are you for taking away women's autonomy and essay and stuff? Like, hey, that's in my opinion, to Alex, but like. It is weird. That's just my opinion. Is to me it's very like, what's going on here?
Movie. Like it really seems like some of you want him to be a horrible incel, intentionally malicious guy, regardless of what actually happens.
Who said incel? But he is malicious. I mean, he takes away this girl's autonomy and essays her and knows it at a point in the movie. Like, he knows this. Like, the whole point of the movie is that this dude is a coward, is that he is a coward. Like, he can't even like off himself at the end when he knows that by offing himself he saves Nikki, and he still can't even do that at the very end of the movie. Like, he talks with the person or the store clerk or whatever at the place, and they tell him, hey, the only way to save Nikki is to kill yourself or to kill her. And at the end of the movie, he can't kill himself twice. He has the gun in his mouth and he can't pull the trigger. And then don't forget, he also takes all the pills, the Oxycontin, and he was getting ready to stick his fingers down his throat to throw up the oxy because he didn't want to die. And oh, well, gosh, I'm giving away some of the ending. Something happens that makes him stop doing what he's doing. So there's multiple times where he again, he's literally talking to Nikki while freaky Nikki is sleeping, and she tells him about asking her to kill her because she's lost all of her autonomy. And he goes, oh, okay. And he just like walks off to the park to talk to his other girl, Sarah. It's like, yeah, this dude sucks. Bear is selfish. It's just yes, he's incredibly selfish. He's not a great person, like, at all. Again, that's why his pills were just sitting around in an easily accessible area for his cat to munch on.
The movie. Even the guy who played Bear himself said this about the character. I never thought of Bear as a villain, but what really drew me to this story was the gray morals of it all.
The director.
To me, this is, oh gosh, you're gonna make me judge other parents, but to me, this is like the argument of people saying, it's like if a parent has a child the parent has a house that has a pool, and they have no protective stuff around the pool. There's no net. There's, the sliding glass door is always open, and let's say a child of theirs accidentally falls in and drowns. And that's like saying that, like, oh, that's not a bad parent. It's just unfortunate that the child got out there and drowned. It's like, no, but you didn't have any protective netting around the pool. Your sliding glass door wasn't locked. It was just wide open. You know what I mean? Like there are things that can point to me looking at you and being like, well, you're not a great parent then. If you, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand, like, or like in Florida, where I'm in Florida, right? There's stories every single day about a child that dies because they're left in a car and they die from heat exhaustion or whatever because they've been left in a car while the parent goes in and grocery shops for an hour or something. I don't know if that happens all the time here in Florida. It gets hot here. But it's like, yeah, you're a bad parent. You left your kid in the car. Like, how did I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's probably a bad analogy, because like that's just outright negligence, but it's still negligence in the pool analogy too. I don't know what I'm thinking. Take it away. Save me, D'Angelo.
Himself, Curry Barker, quite literally said verbatim, I did not intend to make a movie where this is ambiguous. He actually corrected the actor on this. He took it back. Obsession star Michael Johnson also thinks that Bear is a POS. He's not the hero.
And you have to assume that this guy was in close talks with the writer-director of the movie the whole time. So basically, both of them are saying that Bear is meant to be ambiguous, and you all are just over here like, nyeh.
This is just literally the opposite of what the director has said, my guy.
Are you all equally upset about the Disney Channel original movie Zapped or 16 Wishes? Because fundamentally, these are all the same movie. Like, remember Descendants 1, Mal cast a spell that made Ben fall in love with her? Where's all the Reddit threads about that? I don't see no 2-hour video essays.
Nobody thinks that making a wish that you don't think is going to come true is bad. Or if they do, that's their interpretation. I don't believe that. I've said I wish certain things would happen because I knew that they wouldn't. It's such a...
But this guy's also, like, tying connections to, like, I'm assuming these TV shows and movies are from, like, that's got to be like a 25-year-old TV Disney show. Like, dude, nobody's bringing that up because nobody remembers whatever Zapped is. Whatever you're talking about, shows that are like wholly irrelevant right now. This movie is relevant. It's been out for like a couple of weeks. This is what everyone's talking about, and it's a movie everyone likes. Oh, hold on. Let's bring up Zapped and what's that Cody Disney show? Like the I don't know. I'm thinking of old I don't know. I didn't watch Disney, but like The Sweet Life of Zach Cody. I don't know. That sounds like something. But it's like, why are you bringing up a connection to something that's like 30 years old, 25 years old? It's like
Straw man argument to be like, oh, people who have strong opinions about this are wrong because they're saying this one thing. That's not.
Veronica Rose says, people pointed out that the chick in one of those movies who did the wish to force someone to love them was an evil person, and there was a Reddit threads on those. Really? There was Reddit? Reddit was around when those movies came out?
What I saw anybody saying, honestly.
The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody? Who did I say? Did I say that? I don't know. That's a strange comparison to a horror movie. Yeah, it's stupid.
Not to that extent. And comparing these once again to Disney movies, literally kids content, when this is a horror film because of the scenario being so grim.
I found this comment in.
And that's another thing that's a good point that D'Angelo's making, is also in those movies, the wish that was made didn't turn into RAPE or sexual assault. Those are Disney movies. I guarantee you the wish was made that they would fall in love with whomever, and that person just acted like they were in love with them for a little bit, and then something happened and the wish gets reversed. No, in this movie Obsession, it's a horror movie where a wish was made and that person loses all of their bodily autonomy and was sexually assaulted multiple times over a period of time. Like, that's completely different. Completely different.
Reddit thread that puts it so perfectly. So I'm just gonna read part of it. But remember, this sub attracts the most obsessed fans of the movie. They flex about watching it at the theater like 10 times already. They make several posts a day about it. They make crazy over-analysis and theories that have no ground in the reality of the film, etc. It's not just a movie for them. They're incredibly emotionally invested and attached to an unhealthy degree. It's almost cultish at this point. And people who are chronically online or addicted to a piece of media aren't the most emotionally stable or media literate.
This gotta be satire. There's no way that you just told us that we are not media literate.
So a lot of it comes from an emotional standpoint, hence the refusal to engage with the material in good faith.
And I feel like I've got to point out again, an argument like this, again, is coming from is coming from someone who deleted the video. You deleted your video. Like, oh, my video got disconnected on Twitch. Nice. Is the video still up? Oh, sorry. I missed your chat. Yo, what's going on, bro? Says Walzak54. What's up, Walzak? How are you? Welcome to the Twitch. Let me grab my phone. I haven't had the Twitch chat up. Sorry. I stream mainly from YouTube, and I kind of throw it up on Twitch, and typically I don't get a ton of engagement on Twitch. That's why normally I have the chat up, though. I'll pull it up just in case any more chats over there. What was the point I was making? Oh yeah, again, this guy is saying that like people are too serious. So it's like any point that this guy makes, in my opinion, it gets countered by the idea that he took his video down. You took the video down because you're in the wrong. I don't know what to say about that. Oh, there we go. Sorry.
Just making it say what they want the movie to say in an over-the-top, sanctimonious, dogmatic way. It's like a ritual for them. A catharsis.
It's not what we wanted the movie to say. It's what the movie said. It's
maybe because lots of people can relate to a movie like this. Bro really needs to pay his rent this month, I see. So are we cherry-picking comments that fit the narrative? That should go over well. Yeah, and D'Angelo is saying it right now, but the problem is that this guy Alex is extrapolating things from the movie that aren't there. Like, the movie, I hate to say it, this movie is not nebulous. Like, there aren't things that, in my opinion, are really left up to interpretation. There isn't a lot, at least. Like, hey, Dr. Casper Darling. Hey, Casper Darling. That's the guy from, says hi in chat and Twitch. Casper Darling, that's the guy from, what's the Why can't I think of the name of the game? The Alan Wake spinoff. I can't remember that. Cool dude though. But like, yeah, like some of the stuff is not like the comments in the live stream sums it up well. Oh shoot. The comments in the live. Oh, you mean just any comment? Ah, yes, the chronically online analyze movies. Oh no, that's a great point. I'm just saying that like yeah, like I don't feel like there was much in this movie that was open to interpretation. Like everything was pretty self-explanatory. It was legitimately her. She was taken over by something. It was not her. The guy literally made a wish in the first 20 minutes of the movie.
What the director said about the movie, I'm kind of dead. This is actually baffling to me.
Now, just to be clear, I'm not defending all of Bear's actions, okay? Because at this point in the movie,
What? You are? What do you mean you're not defending all of his actions? The stream is running fine on Twitch. Yeah, I noticed that. I've reset it. The problem is that like on Twitch's end, whenever I have any of those disconnectivities, you guys notice whenever the stream like buffers, Twitch for some reason just completely disconnects, but on YouTube it stays connected, which good guy, thank you YouTube. But yeah, I don't know.
he knows the wish worked, and he knows the real Nikki's soul is like trapped or whatever, but he keeps on dating her and tries to like continue on as if this isn't the most horrible situation anyone could imagine. Although, to be fair, what is he supposed to do? Because if he breaks up with her, she's gonna hunt him down. And the only other choice, as we learn, is that the spell will break if he dies.
Almost every single time he says something where I was like, okay, I can finally give him the benefit of the doubt, he always followed that joint up with, but to be fair, and I'm just like, brother, you're killing me. I do agree from a story standpoint that yes, at this point in the film, Bear is left with very limited options.
I mean, yes, like if Bear was to like, I mean, he can't get, I mean, I just don't know like why make the point at all. Like, sure, if Bear were to like just dip on her, the movie would end. You got to have a movie, but the point is that Bear, I mean, I've said it, Bear is a coward. He's a coward, and he doesn't, and someone said it in chat, he doesn't want to fess up to anything anything that he's done wrong. He doesn't, for the longest time, or I mean, he is straight up a coward. He just doesn't want to have to deal with any of the ramifications of what he's done wrong. To him, it's just easier, and he can avoid not dealing with Nikki if he just continues to roll with it. There's so many times where that happens, where like he has a chance to like do something about it and doesn't, and it's like, I don't know. He should do something, even if he could undo the wish. If she hates him, then he should live with the consequences. And that's another thing that's another great point, is at the end of the movie, he had another wish thing. I don't understand why. Could he have wished that she didn't love him? Or do you guys think something still would have went wrong with that as well? Like, I don't understand why he didn't do that. But maybe he didn't do it because he's selfish, and he really wanted Nikki. He just wanted her no matter what. I mean, maybe that could have been a point that the movie was making, but for sure, he could have done something. I mean, he had another wishing stick towards the end of the movie. He had a chance to own up and apologize for what he did. It's only one per person. Oh, I forgot he did try and wish for that because he couldn't break it. I did forget that. Incorrect loud buzzer. He had a chance to own up and apologize for what he did, but he chose not to. Yeah, Bear doesn't take any of the opportunities, but only when it did. You can only make that wish once. There's no going back. I forgot. I'm taking that back. So he couldn't. I totally forgot that he tried to make another wish and tried to break it, and it wouldn't break. So that's why he went to Ian to try and have Ian make the wish. Well, gosh, I don't know. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't really know what he could have done, because obviously running away, she would have followed him to the ends of the earth. I mean, no, I guess the right thing would have been to have killed her, because that's what she wanted. That's what the real Nikki wanted. So the real good guy thing, when he realized what was happening, should have been to fess up and to put her out of her misery. I mean, I guess, right? I mean, that's the only thing. You can only make which is why he tried to get Ian to make the wish for Nikki, but clearly Ian had other issues. Yes, which was money. Robot Slayer himself, that's not to mention the fact that he tried to modify the wish. No, yeah. But, I'm just trying to think of what, I'm trying to think of what would the good guy thing have been to do. And honestly, it would have been to kill himself or to kill her. Either or would have saved her. And again, but that's why he's such a bad character, is because in the end, he does kill himself. But he does it unintentionally. In the end, he does take the pills and is trying. But in the end, is he really doing it because he's trying to do right by her, is what I'm thinking? Or does he do it because he's just so tired of having... she's completely destroying his, like, life. And I'm convincing myself of that, is like, he's not even really doing it in the end to, like, help Nikki out. He's doing it because she's ruining everything about his life. So it's like, that's still not I don't know. He could have wished for more confidence and a better closet.
And it does become a point in the movie of like, well, what is he going to do? But still, can we maybe acknowledge that the people criticizing his actions are right? I think that's the only thing I was looking for in this entire review.
What's so bad about being with me?
Okay, Bear, see, I was trying to be fair, okay? And then you go and you say that, like, maybe everyone's right about you, you know? And this is further solidified when he knows it's not the real Nikki, and he knows the real Nikki is trapped, but he still keeps going on like this.
By the end of this video, you are actually going to get Alex to say he's the villain. I just think it feels a little empty in a piece in which he still at no point actually acknowledges the misogyny and worked really, really hard to downplay every single instance of this happening while simultaneously sexualizing both of the women main characters and making a bunch of strange, honestly racist sounding jokes about Latinas being crazy. Forgive me for struggling a little bit to be like, oh, he said Bear's a villain, so he actually got the point.
Bear realizes that there's no way out of this unless he dies. So he eats all the rest of his grandma's Flintstone vitamins, I assume, and dies in the arms of Nikki, who is finally freed from the spell.
But he didn't, though. He did temporarily, but then he absolutely revoked.
Oh, yeah, D'Angelo's going to make the point that I was just making. Tried to be fair for what? I had to stop myself from throwing my drink at the screen, says Robot. No, D'Angelo's going to say what I was just saying. Dude, in the end, Bear makes the decision that is what he should have done way prior, is either off himself or off Nikki. But he's still a baby back bitch. He's still cowardly, tries to take it back. He thinks about maybe shooting himself, can't do it. He takes all the pills, immediately tries to throw them all up. He gets stopped, though, by evil Nikki. Oh, I guess I ruined the ending. I get this whole movie's probably spoiled for everybody. Which I actually thought that was a fantastic way to end, for the movie to end, is evil Nikki making the wish that he loved her back. I thought that was great, and he still died. I don't know. I liked how it ended. I mean, was there an aspect of the ending I didn't really like? No, I guess I know there were some people who wanted a little bit more at the very end to kind of see how things resolved, but I think it ended great. It ended with Nikki. Again, Nikki is like an innocent bystander in this whole thing. It all just ends with her having to like live with whatever the heck is. She wakes up and everyone's dead. Everything's gone wrong. I mean, it ends with her just kind of she's going to have to deal with whatever and face the trauma and PTSD that whatever's going to come her way, you know? I don't know. I liked how it ended. That live stream comment gets me. Notice how he draws his hypersexualized, which is the complete opposite of the movie's message.
that joint, and Nikki is actually the reason why it wound up going through anyway. So I'm just baffled, I suppose, at the framing of this movie. And to be fair, I am also cutting parts out of Alex's video because it is long, but he did misrepresent this all on his own. It's not just me editing it.
I need to be very clear here, okay? Ultimately, Bear is the bad guy. He doesn't know what he did until late in the movie, but when he figures it out, he just keeps
No, you're misframing. He knows what he's doing way earlier than you're saying. Now Alex is just misframing. Oh, he doesn't realize what he did until the very end. He knows what he did. Like, I would say like halfway, maybe 3/4 through the movie. I'm trying to remember where for sure he knows that he's taking advantage of her. I mean, it's definitely not at the end, like he's saying, right? It's for sure not like, oh, at the very end, Bear realizes what he did, what he's doing was wrong. I mean, let me hear that again.
Nikki, who is finally freed from the spell.
But he didn't, though. He did temporarily, but then he absolutely revoked that joint. And Nikki is actually the reason why it wound up going through anyway. So I'm just
That was way, way early. What version of the movie did he watch? But that's what I'm saying is like, I'm trying to remember how early it was that Bear realizes that Nikki has been taken over by something. I think after the dinner scene, because I think they went home. I feel like it had to have been around that time is when see, I feel like it had to have been he knew it when the cat thing, right? When he was eating the cat.
baffled, I suppose, at the framing of this movie. And to be fair, I am also cutting parts out of Alex's video because it is long, but he did misrepresent this all on his own. It's not just me editing it.
I need to be very clear here, okay? Ultimately, Bear is the bad guy. He doesn't know what he did until late in the movie, but when he figures it out, he just keeps on rationalizing to himself because, like, he wants Nikki, and he doesn't seem to really care that she's being tortured the whole time, but rather he wants the demon to just act like Nikki so that he can pretend that he's actually dating Nikki, you know? Like, this is a bad dude. Yes, absolutely. Nikki is completely innocent. Her life is forever ruined because of some depressed, selfish loser guy.
Okay, so you're making the point that we have been saying this entire freaking time, dude. I hate people like this. Oh my gosh. The dude this entire time has been making an argument, taking the stance that is totally contrarian to how he ends up looking at the movie. Everything you've said up until this point should not lead up to you still saying that Bear is the bad guy and Nikki is an innocent bystander. I'm sorry. Like, it's so annoying. Like, he's trying to have his cake and eat it too.
Okay, yes, like that's the outcome of the movie. But how?
I knew there was a but coming. Did you predict it this time? You heard him saying all this and you're like, he's gonna say but, and then some garbage, isn't he?
But how we get to that point, I think, is a lot more nuanced than a lot of you were giving the movie credit for.
That was the review.
It's not nuanced. It is not nuanced. There's nothing nuanced about this movie. It is not. There's nothing nuanced here, dude. What are you talking about?
I thought maybe it would be a mostly fine review in which he said something that was kind of like sus or, you know, might be able to be read in two different ways, but no, effectively, you worked really hard to downplay every single instance of misogyny and yes, even rape in this film, and that rubbed people the wrong way. If you were to go take a look at some of the comments here, you cannot. But I can basically give you a recap. Every single bit of like concern and or horror, depending on where you are on that scale, was expressed. And I think if I remember correctly, there might have been over like 12,000 comments of people just being like, what the hell, my guy? And Alex joined in the comments. He pinned a response that basically said, oh no, now all of you in the comment section are doing what I said everyone else was doing, and you're misunderstanding me and misinterpreting me. And the reason that I cut the rape scene out of my review is because I already said that he was a bad guy.
The movie says this guy is bad. Why the hell is he saying, well, actually? Oh, yeah, for sure. he's a contrarian. He's a contrarian, or Alex himself is a bad actor, in my opinion. But at the least, he's being contrarian, definitely.
So I didn't feel the need to include every single bad thing that he did. And it's like, I talked about the Star Wars franchise, but I just cut out all the parts about Darth Vader and how he became that way, because I basically said he was bad. That's not really how that works when discussing film, I feel. And I guess I'm just not shocked by the way people reacted. I tend to agree with them. I don't think it was an overreaction. Some say he's expecting Bear to be a super villain. Bear's well written because he's a realistic character. Bad men don't go around being super villains. Yeah, I would agree with that. Like, you do have cartoonishly evil people in real life, unfortunately, but I actually think pretty much the most important thing about Obsession for me as a film, and I'm not gonna lie, the part that actually made me stop a little bit and think, is it really shows you how neutrality is a form of evil. In a scenario in which people are at risk of being violated and having their autonomy stripped by default because of an unfairness that maybe you yourself didn't even create, you remaining neutral in all contexts and never actively choosing to contribute to that doesn't mean you're not doing it. And when you're not being a critical person and introspecting and thinking about whether you're taking advantage of these structures, when you turn a blind eye to this stuff, you're the bad guy. I really actually think Obsession is pretty brilliant because it says all of these things without saying any of these things, but in a way that I thought was unmistakable. So like, I'm ranking it up higher. I liked the movie, honestly, but I genuinely think that just because of these conversations that
Okay, this will be my first time. I don't know if I'm being contrarian, but I don't know if I would say that like 100% of the time taking a neutral stance on something is you in a way disagreeing with the I don't necessarily think 100% of the time you being neutral on something means you're a bad person, I guess. Am I framing that the way I'm thinking D'Angelo was saying that? I think it depends on what it is we're talking about. Like I guess on bodily autonomy in general. If you know, on the subject of like I don't know, abortion or something, or like, yeah, if you're like I don't know what, like oh, hold up. Oh, also, I think he also mentions that rather than the wish being a reflection of Bear's obsession for Nikki, he says that it's Nikki's love for Bear that made her crazy. Nikki didn't have, I'm sorry, Nikki didn't have love for Bear. Where are you getting that Nikki cared for Bear at all? Nikki literally, like, kind of, I don't know if she touts it, but Nikki tells Sarah she has him in the friend zone. Like, she has made it known that, well, not to Bear, she has made it known that she is not into Bear. She's told Sarah that she's friend zoned him, and she's been sleeping with his best friend off and on for like 2 years. Like what love does Nikki have for Bear? Even at the end of the movie, oh my gosh, the guy didn't watch the movie. Even at the very end, when Nikki takes control of her body, she finds Bear dead on her lap, and she just like nonchalantly just shoves him off of her, like as if she didn't give a crap about him, because she didn't care about him. She wasn't. I'm not into you, bro. You know, that's what she was like. Again, when she wakes up, if she actually cared about Bear, she would have been like, oh no, no. She wakes up, sees his dead body, and she's like, ugh, get out of here, yeet. You know what I mean? Like, she's not into him. Like, there is no like, she's, again, he's in the friend zone. She's sleeping with his buddy off and on. There's like so much about, I don't see anything about her having, like, she may have like kind of liked it maybe a little bit, but she wasn't like romantically into him. I mean, I don't know. I didn't see that. Even though that's not the case, because Nikki sees Bear as a little brother. Oh, yeah, I can more see that. Nikki never liked him other than just a friend. How can anyone say that was for love? Yes, I didn't get the sense there was any love.
It was a bit smarter than I gave it credit for real. And I suppose just missing all of that points to.
I mean, the only time where it can come off as like maybe any thought of her about him was the scene in the car, outside the car, where she's telling him, Bear, do you like me? She asks him, tell me now, do you like me? But I kind of got the sense more that like that was her wanting to like shoot him down and let him down easy versus like legitimately asking, hey, let me know now if you like me so that I can tell you I like you. I mean, I was, like I said, I was getting more the sense that she was just like, hey, do you like me? If you like me, I hate to break it to you. I'm not into you like that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Whether this is intentional, malicious, or just a complete lack of self-reflection, it's not a good thing to sit here and make excuses for. It's really, really not. Sadly, I can't really show you all of those reactions, but I was
making a point on something, and I totally forgot what I was talking about. Oh well, I'm sure it wasn't important.
You this though, bro. People have been on this dude about this. Alex Myers' obsession video is really bad. Oh, it's me right there. Alex Myers' obsession review is disturbing. Here I am reacting to it live. Bro was getting cooked. It wasn't looking good for him, but
Oh, the commenter reminded me he cut out of the customer service call in the movie. That's a really important scene, though. Because the customer service part is another part where he finds out that Nikki is not Nikki. He finds out, because I remember the guy's like, hey, do you want to talk to the real Nikki? And you can hear her going, ah! And she's like screaming because she's not her, that the real her is being held somewhere.
Guess Alex had already decided that everybody who would have had a problem with his review was just irrational or easily triggered. Everybody in my chat did a pretty good job of recreating what the comment section looked like. If you go back through this video that you're watching now and just look at what it said over here, it was like 12,000 of that, but in his comment section. He posted on his now privated Instagram account, it's interesting to me that some people are so upset about my video trying to fairly examine Bear when there are hundreds of true crime podcasts that do the same thing to real life rapists and serial killers, and women love those podcasts. Am I wrong? See, when I go around
I hate when people do this. The dude's making it seem as though it's just crazy women. It's just crazy women that are online that are criticizing my opinion here. It is not just crazy women, dude. Like I'm sitting here saying you suck and that your video is terrible. Like it's not just like, oh, look at these crazy women. They watch rapist and serial killer podcasts too. Crazy ladies. You insane in the membrane females. It's like, dude, it's not just women. Like I'm a guy. I'm sitting here criticizing you as well. It's like earlier in the, what was it? The one comment we saw where the one tweet was like, oh, what guy wouldn't take advantage of a girl who is high, or what guy wouldn't take advantage of a woman who's not her at the moment? It's like, what are you talking? You're making me look bad. I'm like, no, that's you. I wouldn't do that. Right, guys. Every guy would take advantage of a woman who's been taken over by a spirit demon. You know what I mean? I don't know. The women who idolize or romanticize killers get criticized a lot, though, so that point sucks. I mean, yeah, if women are on a podcast and they're painting a serial killer or a rapist to be a positive figure or a role model, then yeah, that's not good either. I would criticize them. So much controversy with gals who do their makeup while talking about crimes. I think it's fine to do a crime podcast if you're doing it from the from the viewpoint of like criticizing it and talking about how terrible the event was, like sure, like have at it. But if you're sexualizing or romanticizing the killers, then like yeah, then you're weird and that should be criticized.
Examine Bear when there are hundreds of true crime podcasts that do the same thing to real life rapists and serial killers, and women love those podcasts. Am I wrong? See, when I go around calling people things and then people get mad at me and say that I'm reaching, why am I always right? Why is there always something really, really weird lurking in the background just out of my periphery that confirms obviously, yes, a misogynist video is coming from somebody with really weird misogynist takes. Like, women love making excuses essentially for rapists, which is just crazy because that's really not what true crime is, and that's not the same thing that Alex.
Yes, or justifying the killing, says Robot. I mean, to be fair, Susan, I don't know what's a good last name. To be fair, Susan Anderson, well, she shot her husband 10 times in the face, but he didn't take out the trash. See, if her husband would have just taken out that trash the first time she asked him, maybe you wouldn't get shot in the face. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the someone defending a serial killer or something. Remember, husbands, always take the trash out on the first go or you're dead meat.
This was doing in his video, so maybe it's best to move on from that one. I guess realizing that posting stuff like this on his Instagram and posting belligerent comments on his own video wasn't getting him anywhere, so he finally put out a response, which is of course also gone.
At first it was just hate on the video for Obsession, and that's fine. You can hate on it if you want. You can disagree, that's totally fine. But it has, in the past couple of days, it's devolved into personal attacks, and it's gotten to a level that I can foresee getting kind of dangerous.
So, I mean, whatever he's referring to, obviously no sort of bodily harm is right to wish upon this person because of a heinous film review, but that's also
I'm
not
sorry. I'm always annoyed by people who criticize stuff like that. It's like, dude, that's called being a public figure. Public figures that whine and complain about like death threats and people, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that those aren't terrible, but like, dude, as a public figure, you're gonna get that. Like, so I'm not saying that like, what if you get one of those, you shouldn't just like brush it off. You should like probably report that to the police or to somebody and be like, hey, this person's threatening me. But then going on your YouTube channel and using that for some argument of like, oh gosh, people are criticizing me. There's people in my DMs that are throwing attacks at me, that are threatening me. Okay, why are you telling me? What do you want what is the average viewer of your YouTube videos going to be able to do about that? That's for you and the authorities. Go tell the authorities, report the profile. Like, it's just like people fishing for like empathy or something. It's like, dude, I don't care. Like, what do you want me to do? Okay, you're getting death threats. Like, oh, you're a public figure. I don't know. Maybe I'm staying on this point too long. It's just one of those things where it's like, well, what do you want me to do about it?
doing here, so I don't really care. I'm sorry.
Don't have such a, I mean, it's easy for me to say don't have such a terrible opinion, but again, as a public figure, I think you could have the opinion either way and still get death threats and people in your DM saying terrible things. You know, I don't think there's anything you can do about that other than uploading it or
I'm sorry
telling the authorities, you know.
if I worded my video in a way that made it sound like I am defending rape or pro-rape in some way. That is very much not the intention of the video.
Yeah, he on God opened with I'm sorry if. Sorry if, and it doesn't get any better from here.
I elected to not show every single bad thing he did because A, the video was already very long, and B, I had already said that he was bad, so I didn't feel the need to show every example of that because I tried to make it clear that from like the diner scene onward, he is bad.
I think you could have made it a little clearer by showing what happened.
The video was not meant to be a defense of Bear. I think I say that in the video. It is a sort of a...
Wait, the video is not meant to be a defense of Bear, but in the video, I'm defending Bear. Then, what the... Come on, shut up. The video is not meant to be this, but I do this. Well, then what? Well, shut up. What do you... I hate this.
an objective observation of how he gets from the beginning
Boo tomatoes, says Veronica. Oh, this is typical. This is so that clip. Boo this man. Boo.
of the movie to the end of the movie.
It's not objective though, because for as much as Alex is claiming that like we are the ones overreacting or being emotional or whatever that Reddit comment said, which honestly, if Reddit comments are perfectly summarizing your viewpoint on anything, you got to be really careful. But like he was the one actually being completely subjective and filtering Bear's entire existence through.
Oh brother, this guy stinks. But he's an animator. He could have animated the scenes that he chose to cut out, said Robot Slayer. Yeah. Pick a struggle. Well, he's... Again, I hate people who do this. This is like... I don't mean to bring politics into it, but this is people that, like, whenever Donald Trump says something, there's people that say, oh no, you took it out of context. That's not what he meant. I don't care what he meant. I care what he said. If somebody tells me that I'm ugly and I'm if someone walks up and says, Chaz, you're an ugly loser, and then they say, oh, but that's not what I meant. No, you called me an ugly loser. Like, what do you, like, that's not what I meant. You know, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean to say your mom is fat and you're an ugly loser. I didn't mean that. It's like, well, what did you mean when you said that? I'm sorry, but this whole thing of people saying things and then people saying, or then them or people defending them and saying you took it out of context. Well, that's your fault for not adding the proper context or for saying it that way. Maybe you need to be a little freaking smarter and more careful with your words. I'm so over stuff like that. You can't just say it's a joke when you say something mean. Well, I'm obviously being facetious with like how I'm saying that, but like the idea that like someone can say something and then just fall back on that's not what they meant or there's no context there, and it's like, well, that's on you then. That's on you for being bad at getting your point across or being bad at communicating. That shouldn't be on me. If you walk up and you say you're a fat loser or your mom's so fat or you're a loser, that shouldn't fall onto me for not understanding your context of what you're saying. That should be on you for saying that and how you said it. You know what I mean? Like, why are you painting me as the bad person when you're the one insulting me? Like, like what? I hate that a lot of things in our society have like come to that, where it's like, oh, that's not what they said. You know, like, again, I'm not gonna go on a Trump rant. That's not the time or place. Everyone eat, poop, and die, Bill, or something. And that, let's be real, if 100%, Odin, I'm with you. Backtracking is such a pet peeve, says Robot. Don't boo me. I've seen what you've cheered for, or whatever that saying is. Yeah, they would defend him for charging us for breathing. O'Hare levels of evil. What does that mean? O'Hare. I know what O'Hare is. That's the airport. That's the airport in Chicago. O'Hare. Who is O'Hare? Maybe that's an actual person. I know O'Hare International Airport in Chicago.
His experience, clearly you're a little too close to the source material. And in a film that shows, hey, being a little too close to this mentality can manifest in some really harmful ways, for you to not like unpack that in any way, I think is just jarring.
The Latina jokes were conceived by a Latina woman from Central America And to me, they seemed no more problematic than your average Instagram reel or like SNL skit, like the Bad Bunny Tia.
O'Hare is the villain of the the Lorax movie. Oh, okay. I figured it was some character. See, when I hear O'Hare, I think of the airport because I have family that lives in Illinois. So like, I've been at that airport like 20 times probably by this point. Who's gonna tell him? I have Reese Tiki just jumping in. He capitalized on clean air because the air was unhealthy. Ah, I see. I have a black friend. I'm not racist. I guess, yeah. Again, just like there isn't anything wrong, and I will even preface, there isn't anything wrong with accidentally saying something that may be like if you accidentally say something and it does actually maybe mildly like if someone did come up and they did say, again, I'm being facetious, but if someone came up and said, "Hi, your mom's fat and you're an ugly loser," or something, and then they turn around and they apologize and they say, "Oh, I've had a rough day," or like, and that's another thing that I always hate. I also hate from the way modern politics and society is the whole idea of people being refusing to apologize for something. You know, like, I don't know. Again, I'm not gonna go on a tangent, but like, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Skit to me,
Obviously, that's a crazy analogy because someone straight up apologizing after they just insulted your mom and called you ugly. Like, obviously, an apology probably isn't going to suffice there anyways. But I'm saying, like, accidentally making a comment or something and then being like, "Ah, well, yeah, I didn't mean that. Sorry." Like, yeah, okay. But like, just flat out saying something and knowing you've insulted me and then saying, "No, wait, you're the one, you didn't understand my context or the way you took that. That's on you." It's like, but no, I'm insulted. You've said something that has insulted me or that has made me feel a way, you know. You see, I can't pull the friend race card because my Mexican friends are hella racist for real. There's a lot of racist Mexicans. I mean, again, you know, Trump won a lot of the Hispanic vote, you know. The thing is that with when it oh gosh, you got me. The reason why a lot of Hispanics love Trump is because Hispanics typically always will go with the side that is for like religious stuff, and like Hispanics like tend like I again have a entire half of my side of my family is Christian and Catholic. Like a lot of people, a lot of Hispanics just they say, "Oh, well, so in theory, Republicans are the ones that primarily are all for religious freedoms and all everything religious about them, right?" That alone is the reason why most Hispanics tend to vote Republican. It's because they're religious, you know. The thing they don't understand though is that like for the most part, like Democrats aren't against like religious freedoms. Like the idea that like essentially missing the entire point of the movie Defending Bear of All People. The problem is that like a lot of people, especially from the religious community, they think just because a lot of like centrists or liberals think that like just because just because I'm not pro religion being thrown into like schools and into like many aspects of like society, just because I don't want that everywhere doesn't mean I'm like against people being religious. Like just because I like I'm not like super okay with like, you know, if someone has kids that they're when they go to school like it's all religious stuff. Like just because I'm not pro that doesn't mean that I think that like you and your family that you practice, that you're Christian at home, that I don't think you should be able to practice that at home or at church. No, that's fine. Go to church and practice that in your home. Like whatever goes on there. Hey, boo boo, that's great. You know, I'm all for your religious freedoms. I'm just like, I just don't want to like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? I don't know. Again, I'm wading into into territory that I hate talking about. You'd be surprised how many of them are well, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, there are a lot of Hispanics that are racist. I mean, especially, I will also say a lot of Hispanics are racist against other Hispanics. Why do you think so many of the Cuban vote here in like Florida went for Trump? A lot of Hispanics don't like other Hispanics because a lot of Hispanics, when they successfully get here from another country, they don't view themselves as like Hispanic anymore, which I don't understand that. But like a lot of like, they view the idea that they've become Americanized as, I'm not Hispanic anymore. Screw those other ones. You know what I mean? Like, all right, all right, enough of that.
They seem perfectly in line with all of that. Some people said that they were offended by those jokes. They were not meant to be as such. They were meant to be silly, written by someone who is in that group.
I feel like I should have seen that coming because I was wondering what he was going to say. And he's like, oh, I didn't write them. Okay, great. You delivered them. And no matter who wrote the jokes, there does to me,
all right, in case, making sure of spoilers. Oh, sure.
At least seem like there's a pretty...
I feel like we're almost done. I'm almost done with this stream. I want to finish this video and maybe we'll watch a trailer or two and then call it for the night.
Latina woman.
That's a nice stream. 3 hours. Sheesh, for one of my lives.
And delivering jokes about Latinas being crazy, and Alex Myers doing this in his video like literally 3 or 4 times. So whatever, agree to disagree.
The jokes were too jokey for the subject of the movie. Maybe that was a mistake on my part. You know, and I was fully aware, like I said in the intro of the video, I was fully aware that people would disagree with my opinion. Like I said, it was made in good faith. I knew people would disagree, but as I said at the beginning of this video, it's gotten to the point where it's not just disagreeing about my thoughts on the movie, but now it's gotten to a point where people are spreading complete lies about me, and from the DMs I'm getting and from what I've seen, it's getting to a point where it could become like very real.
I sure hope he realizes that, again, people pointing out the problems of this review is not hate or dangerous or spreading lies.
I do not condone rape. I do respect women. I do not think women deserve to be raped. Apparently I need to say this very clearly.
Him just having to like read off of his phone.
Again, dude, you took down your video. I just like, the guy is just very, very dumb. Either very dumb or he's just a flat out bad actor. It's like he's whining is what he's doing. He's trying to paint everyone who's being critical of him as a bad actor. Again, he's doing no, not what I said is the problem. It's the way you're taking it as you're the problem. And it's like, okay, dude, whatever. Like, the problem is that this is not somebody that you can have an argument or you can talk with, because they're just, everything is your fault.
Checklist of like, yeah, I respect women. This is actually Stranger Than Fiction at this point.
I recommend rewatching because this dumbass relates to Bear a little too close, his robot. I feel like this has been a really entertaining watch so far with the couple videos. I wasn't expecting to jump into this rabbit hole with this Alex Myers guy. I was just like, oh, let me talk about Obsession for 45 minutes. And the next thing I know, 3 hours.
I'm just a random guy on YouTube who's making cartoons about movies. And some of those movies have heavy subject matter. Sometimes it relates to you in a very direct way. But ultimately, I'm just making mostly jokey cartoons about movies. And maybe you don't think they're funny, or you don't think they're good, or whatever. But that's all I'm doing. And I've never claimed to be a perfect person. I've never claimed to be
Stop whining. This is just whining. I'm not a perfect person. Maybe so many of you didn't like it. Shut up. To me, it's just whiny. Like if I ran into, granted, hopefully I never do. If I ran into some crazy controversy related to my channel, I would delete the video, but I would not make a follow-up video. Like, I hate to spell it out for what I would do, but like, I'm not no offense if I insulted or if I made somebody feel bad, I would delete the video or whatever it is. But like, I'm not gonna like grovel. Like, I'd be like, all right, I made a mistake. All right, here's that. You know what I mean? It's just, I guess I don't know. It depends. It's just like the way this guy's just whining. It's very like, you're the problem. You're the issue. I didn't do anything wrong. You know.
Arbiter of morality. I'm just a dude on.
And he's also taking away his own like. He's making himself out to be a baby. He's saying like, "Hey, I'm just a little guy over here. You know, you don't need to look at me. I just make funny cartoon videos. You know, you shouldn't take you shouldn't take me seriously. I'm just a little guy. You know what I mean? And I hate people who do this stuff. People who make a mistake when there's some big creator and they're just like, don't take me seriously. I'm just a guy. I just make crappy cartoons. It's just like, shut up. He literally sexualizes both Sarah and Nikki in this review. Yeah.
YouTube making jokes about movies.
So he's not sorry. I guess this is a part where I would like to like clarify. Honestly, chat, I don't think there's anything wrong with making a video about obsession that does have a bunch of jokes in it. Frankly, it is still a movie.
No, and I agree wholeheartedly with D'Angelo here. I don't think there's a problem with, I don't think there's a problem with making a video with jokes. And maybe, I hate to say it, I may not have a problem if you're wanting to be contrarian on certain things. I have a problem with you doing it really badly and you sucking at it. Like, this dude could not defend any of his points. And he couldn't even like stand on his own. Again, this guy throughout the video made all of these half-assed opinions about like he kept saying but and what about and like and just in a way just kind of like defending Bear and saying that like no, he had consent or she was in love with him and it's just like, but in the end of the video, in the last 5 minutes of the video he did though, he says no, I was saying Bear was the bad guy. And it's like, I don't know what my point was. It's just like, what was my point?
Right? And there's a way to do that.
Oh, I'm just saying like, stand on your own, stand on business. Like, the guy just weaseled out, oh no, but Bear didn't do this and Bear was right here and she had it coming and blah 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 blah. And it's like, but then at the end of the video, it's just like, stand on your business then say, I love Bear. Bear is great. I want to be like Bear. But then he's like, no, but Bear is actually the bad guy of the movie. He's not a good guy. It's just like, shut up. Maybe you should have taken the video seriously when it dealt with serious topics. Well, yeah, that's a great point, Robot, is the fact that he was making all of these jokes, but he comes off as like, he believes it, or that he does take it seriously. Like, and again, like, just stand on it. Just, I don't know, he just kind of, just being a weasel. He's being weaselly about it.
It doesn't come across as minimizing very serious things. Like,
his jokes weren't even that funny, says Odin. What, you didn't think him making fun of spicy Latinas was funny at all? No funny there?
Great. Especially a movie like Obsession that does have parts in it that are intended to be comedic, obviously. I just have so little of a problem with the fact that there were jokes in his video or whatever. It's more like, hey, let's just talk about the context of these jokes. What were you joking about? Jokes have the power to add levity to a situation. What were you trying to make seem lighter with all of these jokes? And why was it all of these things that I've had to give trigger warnings for? It just feels like a complete misread, I think, on why people are upset about this. That is one of the worst film reviews and one of the most, you really missed the point, buddy, apologies I have really ever seen related to movies. So, hey, look, just in the time that we've been talking about this has shot up from 800 comments to 1,000. Alex said, I have taken down both videos relating to Obsession. I'm sorry to those who were hurt by them. I will be more mindful of my words words and jokes in the future. Predictably, you have people in the comments just missing the entire point. Well, it's funny how Alex said people were way too attached to the movie and attacked anyone who disagrees with him on it. And it turned out he was completely right. No, he wasn't. And now that the source material doesn't exist, I'm sure his fans will be able to continue running with this narrative that this was just a case where everyone was going crazy online. He literally said that Bear was the bad guy, Nikki was innocent, and what Bear did wasn't okay. The only thing he said additionally was that Bear didn't start out horrible and couldn't have known, etc. It's just like, I don't want to say art imitating life about such a grim movie. I just think it's kind of interesting that the thing Alex has done that is obviously wrong.
But see, like, even that comment kind of defends what I was saying. Is that comment was still saying Bear wasn't a horrible person and couldn't have known until before the restaurant freakout. Dude, my guy, the restaurant freakout is like halfway through the movie. Am I wrong? Like, the restaurant freakout is like, that was the whole point we were making, is that like, that I was making, is that sure, Bear was not a great guy, probably a bad guy, but that he doesn't become officially like the villain of the movie until he definitively knows that, oh wait, the wish I made came true and Nikki is not Nikki anymore. Therefore, I am essaying her. I am I've taken all bodily autonomy away from her. Like yeah, like dude, that again, that was like the dinner scene is like halfway through the movie. There's no chance that is not further than halfway, right? That's like super early in the movie. That might even be before halfway, the halfway point. And remember what Alex said in his comments is he was saying that like, oh no, Bear didn't know he was he didn't know that it wasn't Nikki until the end of the movie. What? Shut up.
And what Bear did wasn't okay. The only thing he said additionally was that Bear didn't start out horrible and couldn't have known, etc. It's just like, I don't want to say art imitating life about such a grim movie. I just think it's kind of interesting that the thing Alex has done that is obviously wrong and contributing to rape culture is now being hotly debated online by people who are like, no, it wasn't that bad because he didn't intend to do this. So again, Obsession might just be the most timely movie of 2026. Who really knows? That's all I've got. At this point, the movie is what it is, and if y'all want to reveal yourselves to have the most rancid vibes, be my guest. Actually, don't. Do it somewhere else where I'm not involved. But yeah, I recorded this live right here on YouTube where I stream quite frequently. Tuesdays, Thursdays.
All right. No shout-outs. We don't want you to have any shout-outs. I'm kidding. Shout-out D'Angelo. I think it's Wallace is his last name. D'Angelo, I think. Appreciate you. I agree with you on everything. You're right. All right. So we officially I think you must have watched the Angel Studios version or something. Do we watch the same movie because Alex and some of these people are so dumb? No. Yeah, we were saying that all throughout the video. That's all we were talking about is we talked about that drama for what, 2 hours? A little over 2 hours, 2 hours 20. Goodness. But yeah, I'll wrap up my thoughts. I loved the movie. Thought it was great. I didn't even know about this drama until Veronica Rose had brought it up. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, that somebody, I thought it was funny that I called what Alex was in trouble for, because that's the only thing I thought that would make sense, that somebody would be getting some sort of a hate for it. I knew I knew where things were gonna go. So I think he fell. Oh, for sure, he did not watch the movie. That's one of the big things I took away from this, is that like that was the thing that got me the most enraged, is that Buddy clearly didn't even watch the movie and was just clearly going off of like, now again, obviously the subject matter is the thing that is the worst, but I'm saying the thing that got me the most heated was just knowing that like this dude didn't watch it, and someone give Chaz 3 to 4 million. Please do. Who do I talk to? Who do I where can I wish for $3 to $4 million? I wish $3 to $4 million break, right, showered in money. I mean, that did happen in the movie, right? The guy wished for what is it, $1 billion? Like Ian said, Reese Tiki, that's what I'm saying, yeah. Pink is a good color. I'm tired of pretending it's not, said Robot. It's okay. Blue is the best color. Everyone knows that, right? All right, so, well, gosh, I guess there was a couple trailers we could watch real quick, and this will be super fast. This is the only thing I have left on the dock, so maybe it worked out. I didn't have a bunch of other stuff lined up. Did you guys get to watch this trailer for this movie called Other Mommy? Other Mom? Something? I'll show you guys this in case you have not seen it. Have to be careful of the copyrights. Nope, full screen. A little too much there. I mean, this movie looked kind of creepy. I don't know. I feel like this is something I gotta wait to see how it is when it comes out. What the heck? Why is the full screen so massive? I feel like something's wrong. Oh, hold on. Oh, I see why. Because I... Stupid. Sorry. Editing real time. Alright, that should fit on the screen now. I'm surprised it took you all this long to get the $1 million jokes at Skylar. I was gonna watch it, but then I forgot. Okay, so here's a movie called Other Mommy, another scary movie. I'm curious about it. I think it looks a little basic, but a lot of people have been talking about it. Oh, it's what's her name? Is that Jessica Chastain, right? He asked for $1 billion without hesitation. I will say that's one scene that I wasn't crazy about, was the asking for the $1 billion scene. It was just kind of like, dude, like, I don't understand how Ian didn't know that Nikki was crazy or that something was up. Like, I mean, that whole scene where they're all at the party, like, obviously, I'm not even like religious, but like, obviously, like, that's like, I would think that, like, if Nikki was acting that way at a party I was at, I would be like, oh, she's taken over by a demon. Like, for sure, right? Like, who wouldn't even... Like, even someone non-religious has got to be like, oh, demon. Demons are here. Something's in this girl. Like, I don't understand how he had so much trouble believing Bear at the very end when he was trying to get him to make his own wish. I don't know.
Tell us sleep in the office. I'll go get him.
It would have worked if Bear didn't mention the friend with Ben. Detected video in your stream belonging to someone else. Maybe temporarily blocked. No. I knew this was going to be a problem. Alright, let me wait a little bit. Stupid copyright claims. I hate y'all. Alright, I don't want to risk. This was too fun. I'm not going to risk this stream getting destroyed. But yeah, this one looks kind of good. A movie called Other Mommy. I don't know. Alright, maybe trailers were a bad idea. Sorry, y'all. YouTube's not liking me. But yeah. Shoot. Alright, well, turns out I didn't even have time for another topic. I think I'm gonna leave that for tonight. No, wrong button. What about Clayface? I don't want to get hit by copyright claims. I'm already got a warning from the mama. I did see Clayface. I tell you, I'm kind of happy that they're going more into like a kind of horror direction with Clayface. I'm curious about it. I'm so like iffy though on the whole DC thing that they got going on with their whole universe, and you know, just the way they're trying to get some of the stuff to connect. I'm not like bought in. I didn't love like the last Batman movie with what's his name? Robert Pattinson. I thought it was okay. I didn't think we would yap about Obsession for the entire stream, said Skylar. I was interested. I'm sorry. You can blame Veronica. She brought up that topic. Remember Clayface is a boss in Arkham City? He was a boss in... Or he was in Arkham Asylum. He was in City. I don't remember if he was in Arkham Knight. I don't think he was in Arkham Knight. But yeah, there's a couple movies. I am interested in Clayface. I do really want to see Resident Evil. That's like the next movie that's kind of on my to watch list. And honestly, The Odyssey. I still need to go see The Odyssey. I meant to go watch it today, but then like last second I'm like, I'll just stay in, and I ended up watching Obsession. Again, I paid like $10 for it on Amazon Prime. I think that was a good decision. I had fun with that. Was able to make a nice little chat with y'all about it. Traded R, so I'm hyped. We'll see. I like Clayface. Alright, y'all. So what do we got going on next? So tomorrow is Sunday. Again, 50-50. I may hop on for an additional stream. Sundays are my days that I'm like I waffle on. I always want to do an extra stream, and then I'm like, nah. But I may do an extra stream tomorrow. I slacked. I didn't get to play Donkey Kong 64 today. Don't forget, this is actually going to be the easiest week ever for me to put out my highlights for ChazmaN Live, because this is only one topic. So I only need to upload one little video. I'm not very knowledgeable about Batman, but I'll watch it. Well, essentially, the lore behind Clayface is that he is an actor or a theater performer. He's like a famous actor or theater performer, and he has some sort of accident that turns him into a clay monster. What's his name? His name's like starts with a B, something like that. And he's a villain. He's just a villain who's just like, I think he has like a girlfriend who he can't go back to because he's such a freak, I guess. And that's like the story of his character. Oh yeah, so thank you so much to everyone in chat. We had a lot of people in chat today. I think we had a lot of the same. Thank you so much, Veronica Rose, Skylar Twilight, Odin is salty. I think Ryan was in earlier, right? No, I remember Ryan being in chat. I think that was last night. Odin is salty, Robot Slayer himself. Really appreciate all of y'all in there. And I think that's all I really got. So yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, I liked Obsession. Don't get me wrong, I don't think the movie was like the greatest horror movie I've ever seen. But it is super fun. I definitely think it's rewatchable. And it'll be a movie that I throw on every now and then if I'm bored and I want to see something that I like. I don't want to act like it's like the Ryan was here. I didn't see him. Oh, maybe because it's an older chat. Ryan Pacarinen. Really appreciate you, Ryan. Yeah, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it. Like I said, I think I mentioned it. Cream to reconstruct his face without surgery, but it turns him into clay. Yeah. I think I mentioned it, but oh gosh, I lost my trail of thought. I'm tired. I need to hop off. Thank you so much to the Patreon backers, Skylar Twilight 128, Matthew Biocrash, and Tim. Really appreciate you guys. And I think that's all I really got. So what do we got going on next? Don't forget, Monday we'll be playing more Dust and Elysian Tale. Tuesday, Donkey Kong 64. Wednesday we'll get back to, what are we watching right now? Oh, that's right, Chainsaw Man. I'm actually excited for more Chainsaw Man. I didn't love the first episode or two, but then I definitely feel like the last couple episodes we saw, I was starting to dig that show more. Digging more into that. And same thing throughout the week, as always. But yeah, thank you so much. Love y'all. Go watch Obsession. It was good. 2 thumbs up for me. Had a good time with it.